Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. I noticed that Baldur's Gate 3 has caused quite a few of you to check out Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous for the first time. As you have no doubt discovered, there's a wealth of builds, guides, and analysis for this game on my channel that should make your playthrough significantly easier. In addition, I have clips of various Mythic Path scenes where I voice act the dialogue. These came out slowly over the course of several months, so I thought some of you would appreciate a video putting them all together in order. This video compiles all the videos I did for the Azata Mythic Path, and obviously this content will contain major spoilers. Azata is all about bonding with new friends and having a great time. In this path, I did a lot more custom content, probably the most I did for any of the Mythic runs. Azata is all about chaos and things getting crazy, so in my mind, it made sense to experiment a little more here. Keep in mind, this isn't literally all of the Azata content in the game. I try to specifically choose sections with content the community would find interesting. If you would like an updated version of this video that contains all of the Azata content, definitely let me know down below, and I'll consider doing that when the definitive edition of this game comes out. This content was released much earlier in my YouTube career, so you'll notice audio levels are sometimes off, and in some areas the editing could clearly be better. Before we get into the clips, let me remind everyone that here at Slandered Gaming we focus on RPGs, and more specifically CRPGs. You can find builds, guides, and live streams for games like Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Baldur's Gate 3, and Pillars of Eternity. If that kind of stuff interests you, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Hold up, wait a minute, stop. What's wrong? That's the law up there. I can smell it from here, the self-righteousness. Let's cut through this corner real quick and avoid this whole conversation. I'm not trying to get caught up in whatever the law decides needs to be done right now.
What is that hideous creature?
Lan, at your service.
You obviously know human speech surprisingly well, in fact. You. Who are you?
Who are you to be asking me such questions?
I find it passing strange that you don't already know who I am. Hulrun Shapak, Prelate of Kenebres, Inquisitor by the grace of Iomade, Defender of the City by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, against threats from within and without. What? Beast? Heretic? Traitor? You. That man is a criminal and a traitor to the city. I demand that you track him down and bring him to justice.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna get right on that. All right, let's go, everyone. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in this city, you met us. All right, Ember, yep, that's enough. Let's go. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? Wait a minute. So those scars on your hands, the injuries on your body, this man did it?
If she was burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasions, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have important matters to deal with right now.
You sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. Don't you want to ask for forgiveness?
Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about the crow that's always flying around her? I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me,
you can stop talking now. We're going to kill you. I see you got 2 Inquisitors with you. Anybody else you want to call? Anybody else here that made you feel like it was okay to tie a child to a stake and try to burn her alive? I'd like to be sure I take care of all y'all in a nice little bow.
You dare to stand in the way of an Inquisitor of Io? Die! And take your friends with you. I wish there had been another way to handle that. Oh, stop it. You wish a damn child murderer is still walking the streets because of the symbol he wears on his chest? Please. Ember, are you okay?
He was a hero. He was good for the city, just a little confused. Shh. I understand. You've been through a terrible ordeal, and you feel some sympathy for these people who victimized and abused you. It's okay. I just want you to know, Ember, that's never going to happen to you again. You just stick close to us, and everything's going to be okay. We are going to protect you and take care of you. That should never have happened to you. And if someone tries to do something like that to you again, we will protect you. Do you believe me? Yes. I believe you. Good. Okay. Let's go. Self-righteous, pompous son of a... Kwame. Coming. All right, let's continue on. Whoa, look at this. The blood stains end right here. It's probably Tarindala's body. Maybe we should follow it and...
Follow those stains and do what? Get our heads chopped off? What are you thinking? If Deskari is still standing next to that body, what exactly do you think is going to happen? Girl, if you don't start marching up that hill to the demons that we can actually deal with... All right. I was just bringing up the possibility.
All right, you crazy kids. Took a lot of running around to save all three of you. I hope you stay out of trouble from here on out. I'm going to be on my way. If it isn't our rescuer, it's good that you've come. Sit with us. All right, stop it for a minute. Won't hurt, so I'll gladly sit with you. We decided to give you a gift, a special gift, one that we would never share with anyone except for the person who risked his life for ours, who didn't just... Our gift, Arenka cuts in, is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it came to us from the true servants of Desna from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen. What is this feeling? I know this song. He's a hero. Well. This is the spirit that we've been feeling. Kwame Planet. It is a pleasure to finally meet you. Wow, okay, who are you? And where am I? Listen to us. The soul you have is going to allow you to do incredible things. You've got to find other people like you, each of a different element. Elements? What elements? You must find them all, bring them together. Earth, fire, wind, water, and heart. As absolutely insane as all of you sound, I think I have already found some of them. Seela is my earth. She keeps me grounded. Ember, as much as I hate to say it, every time I look at her, I think about fire. Woljif is unquestionably the wind, flighty. I barely even know which way he's going to go. But water and heart, you'll find them. And then you will have to face the demon lords, Deskari and Baphomet, loot and plunder. I don't need to tell you more. You feel it inside already. You know you're one of us. I'll follow this path. Take me back. I have to return. There are more people who need my help.
Whoa! What is this? Oh, snap! I feel it everywhere!
Oh, what is it? It tickles.
What are you doing here? How? I see. Tricks from your pathetic goddess. So even Iomade will resort to dirty tricks when you have her cornered. Don't celebrate yet, mortal. There's no one to hide you from me now.
Actually, I worship Desna, but thank you. This is going to be extremely interesting.
Look, you're already wounded. Pathetic mortal. I'll have no trouble finishing you off now.
Now we're gonna have some fun. Well, fun for me. I don't know about you.
Demons love having fun at others' expense. It would be only fair if we had a little fun at yours.
This is what I like to see. Bloody demon corpses everywhere. My friends all around me were all feeling great, all nice and healthy. This has been a job well done, everyone. Let's get back. Drinks are on me.
Whoa, the heart is packed. And you considered mixing this little shindig, Beth?
I did consider it, and I am still considering it. It hasn't even been a week since the last demon was booted out of Canabris. And we really should be in a period of mourning for all the city's fallen.
Oh, stop being concerned about that. Let's focus on what's important. That was one hell of a fight.
According to the Watch reports, there has been no demon activity.
Who's that? Who just sat down? I can smell the hypocrisy and law order on whoever that is. Trouble.
Do you see many people at this table who've been personally blessed by Iomade herself?
Well, a couple perhaps. Iomade's blessings are not conveyed through stones, and as public officials, we really shouldn't.
I feel a little chastened after what you said about public officials. But I myself have acquired a few pieces of stone, and also wish to ask our hero to breathe on them for good luck. So, what now? Are you going to toss me out of this fine establishment?
Shit, you gotta be kidding me. The Queen? What is she here for?
Your Majesty.
Yes, it is I. I made the journey here to deduct the cost of repairing the garrison roof from your salary. We have not been introduced. Galfrey of Mendev.
Are you kidding me? I spent all this time cleaning up Canabris and helping everybody and defeating McNago, only for Queen Galfrey to come right at the very end and try to take away all of my shine? The Queen has graced us with her presence.
As you can see, yes, I am here.
Your Majesty, my dear cousin.
Count, I admit I was surprised to learn that you valiantly joined the ranks of the city's defenders. Pleasantly surprised.
I live to please you, my queen. My first thought when Deskari cruelly robbed us of noble Tarendalev and half of Canabris' crusaders in one fell swoop was of you, my queen, and of how these events would weigh heavily on you. No one could have foreseen the demon attack, and we have so successfully held the defense here for 4 heroic crusades.
Daring to the rescue. Yes, stick it to her.
I did not come here solely to give you this chance to celebrate. But all serious discussions and official announcements can wait until tomorrow. I have big, big plans for all of you. Especially for you.
Big plans for me. I don't like the sound of that. I enjoy my freedom. She's trying to take it away. I can already tell. Oh, how did I end up in this situation? Why am I standing in front of a huge army? Right next to the Queen. I'm going to be associated with everything she does.
Today is a day of sorrow and pride.
Oh, she's going to speak.
Sorrow because we weep for our brothers and sisters who perished in Canabris. Pride because despite demonic treachery, our heroes repelled the attack and saved
Our
the city.
heroes? Me, you mean?
I, Queen Galfrey of Mendev, declare this day the first day of the 5th Crusade.
The 5th Crusade?
And I am glad to introduce the one who will lead the attack on the forces of the Abyss.
No!
The hero of Canabris, Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. Your leader from now unto victory.
I didn't agree to
or
this!
Death.
Oh, shit!
It's time to rest. Everyone is dismissed.
Oh, you did this on purpose. Told them in front of everybody. Now,
There. The troop review is finished. I'll give you some time to look around the camp. and then I shall expect your presence at headquarters.
Why are you acting like you did me a favor?
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
Troop leader. My queen, we didn't really talk about this. I don't remember actually agreeing to be commander. And I can see by your face it's not really up for discussion. Never mind.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the Worldwound.
So, while I'm marching to Dresden and leading this whole army and essentially doing your job, what are you going to be doing?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
Yep, you're gonna hang around with the rest of the rich snobs while I do the dirty work. Thanks for confirming this for me.
We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable. Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
What a wonderful gesture, Your Majesty. I imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if you hadn't given him this chance to serve the common cause.
I knew you would approve, Commander. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Wow, I still can't stand her, but I have to admit, this is absolutely hilarious.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
Kwame, I'm used to following you around, but repeat this for me one more time, just so I can have this right. You have put these items into this rock shrine, and now you believe you can play a tune on them and something will happen? Yes, that's exactly right. Look. I understand you love I Am a Day. This is a Desna thing. Stand back, watch a professional. It's gonna work, trust me. Like magic, I told you. So, what does this do?
I hear you.
What was that?
I hear your voice, but I don't see you. Where are you? Show yourself. Did she send you?
Who is she? What are you talking about?
Desna. If you know that tune, it means the goddess herself brought you to me. In the name of Desna, I see you. How beautiful.
A fragile blue butterfly, a messenger of Desna, lands on your palm. Did the goddess herself really lead you here? Who are you?
Just a prisoner of this cell and of my whole unworthy life. Wait, you're not here, are you? It's just an apparition. I'm awaiting execution in the dungeons below Dresden. If Desna really sent you, if I still deserve some mercy, find me, please, find me. You are a crusader, right? Did you come to free Dresden? My name is Arue.
You recognize her voice. It's the woman who came to you in the vision in Desna's desecrated chapel. The woman who tried to warn Kenabres of the impending demon attack. I recognize you. We talked in a vision in the destroyed chapel, remember?
Yes, but I didn't see any chapel. To me, you were here, in this cell. You look different, but I do recognize your voice. Now I see. It was you, but in another form. That night you came to my prison, you looked like a beautiful, radiant Azata.
Who are you?
Your eyes do not deceive you. I am a demon. But I swear, I fight the forces of the Abyss, just like you. Desna helped me understand how disgusting the life of a succubus is. For the last few years, I've been passing the demon's plans to the Crusaders and running sabotage operations. I even tried to warn Kenabres of the attack. That's what got me locked in this cage.
A demoness who worships Desna? It sounds incredible, but you see a little blue butterfly hovering around the tip of her horn. The goddess herself seems to be vouching for the truth of the prisoner's words.
A demon on the path to redemption? If she's not lying, this is a true miracle. Of course, it's hard to trust a demon, but goddess, I beg you, let this be true.
Why should I believe a demon?
You have no reason to trust me. I am a succubus, which means no matter how believable my words are, all of them could be a sweet lie. Even if I swear by Desna that I'm on your side, it would be wiser not to trust me. But I am not trying to lead you to evil. I won't promise an easy way to defeat the demons and then lead you into a trap. I am not offering any deals. I only ask for one thing. Let me out of this prison. I will leave and never bother you again.
Didn't you try to warn the people of Kenabres about the attack?
Yes, that was me. Ever since I went over to the Crusaders' side, I've been sending them information about the demon's plans. Sadly, my warnings didn't help save Kenabres.
You thought I was an Azata in the vision.
Yes, first I heard a tune, a hymn to freedom within these oppressive walls. And then I saw you. You were glowing like the herald of Elysium. It was so amazing that I couldn't help but cry. Now I recognize your face. You look different, but still, you're the liberator who visited me when I was frightened and lonely.
Good. Requires Azata mythic path. Sing the song of Elysium. Arue joins in, and your voices sing in unison. You see something you've never seen on a demon's face before. Pure, radiant joy.
Elysium. That song? That hymn of freedom? It's the only thing that helped me survive among the demons. My light in this dungeon.
Open the dungeon. I see a spark of light of Elysium in you. You are beautiful. Please don't run away. Come with me, or I'll have to search for you till the day I die just to see that beauty again.
Yes. All right, I'll stay.
The wound on your chest closes, and the drops of blood spilled on the Sword of Valor burst into transparent flames. A wave of fire rushes out from the blood and across the entire banner, transforming it and emblazoning it with new colors. Power descends upon you, suffusing your mortal body, remaking it in its image. It fills your body up to the brim. breaking bones and tearing muscles, while at the same time healing them. You raise your head, acutely aware that the wind of freedom will be at your back from now until eternity.
I feel a warm breeze blowing on my face. It smells like sun, happiness, and meadowgrass. I will follow you. I will follow your call wherever it leads me.
So much joy. I feel like laughing. I don't even know why.
If our crusade turns into a full-blown circus, at least it'll make me feel like a serious paladin in comparison.
It doesn't matter who you are, Angel, Azata, or something else, as long as you don't forget your humanity. I'm sure the crusade will only benefit from having a commander like you.
Now is not the time to linger. We can reflect on events later. Now is the time to act. This is madness. If it wasn't enough that we have fireballs raining down on us or that there are demons everywhere, Devours fill up the entire sky. Kwame, what were you thinking? Even if we take back the city, how will we ever clear them? Me? Why are you blaming me? You stood there and told Anivia to release these bugs. You knew it would kill our soldiers. You knew what they would do, and you asked her to do it anyway. Seela, that's insane. Do you have a screw loose? I never asked. Don't you dare. Don't you dare try to wave off responsibility for what we're going through right now. You did this, Kwame. Take ownership of it. I don't remember.
Knight Commander, the decision to use Devours as weapons. I can't deny that they were effective, and yet you still shouldn't have done it. While the demons did suffer serious losses from the creatures, a lot of our fighters died as well, leaving our soldiers to be eaten by insects. Is that really how we Crusaders want to win?
I don't remember asking to do that. Send soldiers to their deaths? I never would have chosen to do that. What's happening to me? What is this song I keep hearing? It's not from Desna, but I hear it just as strongly. What is this? Commander, are you okay? Is everything all right? Yes, I'm sorry. Please, continue, Arabeth.
But that's not all. The Devours did not simply disappear. They are still flying around the city, in smaller numbers, praise Iomade. People see small swarms of them here and there. If you don't find a way to purge the city of this pestilence, I'm afraid that it will soon be devoured by a new swarm.
This is it. This must be the queen who's releasing all the Devours in the city. I should kill her, save the city, but the song is coming from her. I know it. I can feel it. And killing her just doesn't seem right. The engorged body of the young queen of the swarm pulses, oozing corrosive slime. In her buzzing, you hear the barely distinguishable echoes of the now familiar swarm song. Her voice is not yet strong enough to harm you, but it is patently clear that if the creature is permitted to grow and her children to multiply, then soon an anthem of abyssal insects will be humming in the skies above Dresden. Examine the queen. This creature is very young and, for now, utterly defenseless. Her weak chittering causes not madness, but only vague unease. The eggs in the clutch can be counted on 2 hands, and the translucent chitin covering her body is so delicate that it could be crushed under your boot. But who knows how quickly she will grow, and how much time she will need to repeat in Dresden the nightmare that befell you during the attack. It wouldn't be right to end her like the song is coming from her, and the song is beautiful. The song must continue. The young queen of the Devours quietly chirrups on as you walk away. I don't understand these cities that mortals love so much. Stone, stone, and more stone. All the doors are so close to the ground and they're all the same shape. Why don't they ever put the door on the top floor and slide down to the ground instead? And why do they even want to go outside if it's no fun out there? If somebody built a fountain of jam, say, I'd understand. The sudden voice from over your shoulder drops to an excited whisper. Or a chocolate tree, so people can break off a branch to munch on as they pass by. Huh? Who's speaking? Me! A tiny female dragon, an evident chocolate tree enthusiast, emerges from behind you. Don't tell me you didn't notice that cute little dragon following you. Well now, cute little dragon, if that's true, why did you only start speaking just now? Maybe I was a little shy. After all, we don't know each other. I had to take a look around to get used to things, especially about the material plane. It's so weird and gray and stony, especially Desna. What's your name, dragon? Aivu, because I'm little. In my family, our names get longer as we get bigger and older. Just imagine how funny it would be otherwise. Imagine being a 5-year-old dragon, barely hatched, but they already called you Resla or Ithiliac or something like that. The little dragon snorts and you conclude that this is her way of laughing. So, where do you come from? What do you mean, where do I come from? I flew all the way here to you. Well, I moved between the planes a tiny little bit, and then I flew the rest of the way to you. You've always wanted to have a dragon of your very own, haven't you? Who wouldn't want their own dragon companion? If I ever meet someone who doesn't want to have a dragon of their very own, I'll make sure to keep my distance from them. They clearly have a few screws loose. That's what I'm saying, the little dragon nods knowingly. So, you don't like Desna much then? It's not that I don't like it. You can have fun here too, but I like my home in Elysium more. The little dragon frowns comically. That makes sense though. After all, we're fighting the demons, and they make everything around them dull and nasty. But you're going to stop them soon, right? Oh, speaking of demons and fighting, you really need to head out to this beautiful ridge outside Desna as fast as you can. Your friends are waiting for you there. There's something urgent and important they need to tell you. What friends? They're so nice. They were really happy to see me. They really want to see you. I only flew past them the once, so I didn't know much, but it must be important. I wonder what's waiting for me this time. Something really fun. You'll see. Otherworldly is the word that describes the stranger's face best. Everything about him indicates that he has arrived from another plane. He bows before you with grace and dignity. So, that's what you look like, troublemaker. The whole plane of Elysium seems to be talking about you. Your power resounds through space like a bell. I hurried to the call so I could advise you and help you avoid any missteps. Boring, yawns Aivu. Wisdom is often tiresome. A mortal cannot be expected to wield supernatural power without guidance, so you would do well to take advice from an actual supernatural being. Kwame Planet. You may call me Early Sunset. I hope to become your most trusted advisor in all matters, great or small. So, you're a real Azata then? You came from Elysium? Not precisely. The news of you and your peculiar abilities reached me while I was traveling between planes, so I've not come directly from Elysium. However, I can tell you quite a lot about it, if you'd like. How exactly can you help me? I will monitor your abilities, observing how they develop. You have probably discovered by now that they're somewhat chaotic and prone to spontaneous manifestation without your deliberate will. It's not surprising. Azatas and other supernatural beings are created with their powers already a part of them, yet you received yours as a sudden gift. That gift may be inconvenient and even dangerous for its wielder. I will try to learn more about it and teach you to control it over time. A mentor is essential for such an undertaking. If you really are a good mentor, then you should teach the fun stuff. You know, things like how to make pretty pictures on berry jelly with whipped cream. Aivu licks her lips. Not this boring stuff. Do you know anything about my power?
It's unique, no doubt about that. Everything seems to suggest that you're somehow wielding the powers of the mightiest Azatas. Mortals possess many gifts and may reach extraordinary heights in sorcery, but your abilities are on another level entirely. They abide by different rules, if there are any rules at all to speak of. If this is the will of one of the gods of Elysium, I'd like to be the first to discover their intentions. That said, it may well be a careless folly long forgotten by its author, and not a deliberate design. In that case, you will need my help and advice all the more.
Glad to meet you, Early Sunset.
The pleasure is mine.
The newcomer inclines his head.
I'll take up no more of your time. If you wish to talk, I'll be nearby. It will take me some time and observation of you to ascertain how exactly your power manifests itself, and how you must wield it to stop it spiraling out of control. Once I have something useful to tell you, I will inform you without delay.
Early Sunset greets you, graceful as ever.
What questions are you burdened with?
Tell me about yourself.
By mortal standards, I am very, very old, so telling you about myself would take an unreasonably long time.
Early Sunset closes his shimmering eyes for a moment.
Many of the creatures you call supernatural emerge from the reborn souls of mortals. I am not one of them. I was shaped from a fragment of my home plane as an embodiment of its principles. An eternity has passed since then, during which I've seen the incredible and witnessed the unbelievable. Gods battling one another, demon lords rising and falling, centuries-long disputes over the fate of a single soul brought before Pharasma's judgment. Yet despite the breadth of my experience, there are still things in this world that can surprise me. Like you, for instance.
Tell me about the gods and things that have happened on other planes. You must have witnessed many great events.
Oh, I know a story that you should find engaging. It's not directly related to your current events, but it is still quite instructive. It occurred, let me see, less than 600 years ago, as time is measured in the material plane. In other words, it might as well have been yesterday. It all began with Aolar, Lady of the Hunt, a demon lord who has since perished. It was her penchant to take control of the body of a recently deceased hero and visit their friends and family to wreak death on them in an especially gruesome manner. Aolar preferred to keep the hero's soul somewhere close at hand, to make them watch their loved ones die, unable to intervene.
Early Sunset falls silent for a moment.
Believe me, I take no pleasure in recounting this meaningless violence. It so happened that Aolar picked a righteous Desna priestess, one the goddess was especially fond of, as her new victim. It enraged the goddess, and believe me, the wrath of the righteous is much more destructive than that of evil and darkness. Desna stormed into the abyss itself and obliterated Aolar along with her realm, reduced her to dust, scattered her in the wind, and when she did that, something unprecedented occurred. Demon lords, who had lived like spiders in a jar since time immemorial, never missing a chance to bite each other, suddenly banded together in an alliance called the Coalition of Chaos. I don't recall ever, and I mean ever, laughing as hard as I did when I first heard that name. That said, most of the gods did not see the humor in it. A planar war was about to break out, one that would claim at least as many lives as Earthfall, all because of a single priestess, her family, and her friends. Thankfully, Callistria wished to right Desna's wrongs. The goddess of revenge revealed her most powerful aspect, sowing discord among the demon lords. The Sacred Sting is a true artist in that regard, I must say. The Coalition of Chaos crumbled, and the war never began. The demon lords and their armies crawled back to the abyss, where they belonged, without glory.
Chaotic. At least Desna actually fought evil instead of sitting on her hands.
If you feel in your heart that this is the right path, do not stop. Act
as the beautiful goddess of the stars did. Elysium, what is it like? It is a plane of great contradictions. It is built on the ideas of freedom, good deeds, and openness to all. But here is the paradox. If you do not believe in restrictions and are prepared to accept everyone, must you also accept those who seek to restrain your freedom and bind you? If you are good and enjoy liberty, must you put up with those who are evil and who thirst for power? Will banishing them be considered a restriction of their freedom? So many questions. So chaotic is that plane that its separate parts contrast sharply with the whole. Vengeful Calistria and Gorm, the embodiment of endless and meaningless war, rule over Elysium alongside the carefree Desna and the adventurer god Caden Kalian. I must say that the one thing Elysium cannot abide is order, but it wouldn't be quite true. It is more that order avoids Elysium at all cost. How is your study of my power progressing? Not quite as quickly as I'd like. Still, I can already tell that the key to controlling your power lies in self-control, believe it or not. You're driven by emotion. It may bring visions of Elysium upon you, or it may turn the rock you stand upon into a garden. So far, these manifestations of power have been harmless, but someday you might transform a fortress wall standing between you and an enemy army into a curtain of flowering vines. That's why you cannot simply let things run their course. Be cautious and prudent when making decisions. I'll be there for you. I will intervene and advise you if the choice you are about to make is potentially dangerous. Why did you decide to help me in the first place? Someone had to, says Early Sunset, his voice heavy with meaning. Anyone who wields that kind of power, especially a power heretofore unknown that shifts the balance in the Worldwound, cannot be left unattended. As much as I'd like to avoid odious comparisons to a moth drawn to a flame, it is true, in a sense. I have been drawn to your light, so here I am. I have to go. Farewell, and remember that I'm here to help. As you approach, the commotion at the top of the ridge dies down for a moment before soaring to new heights. That's him! Yes! Look at the butterflies! Hello? There's a dragon here too, you know. I'm way more interesting than a butterfly. And it was me who asked Kwame Planet to come here anyway. Who's a good little dragon? Aivu's a good little dragon. Suddenly, Arushale stops and steps behind you. She looks rather embarrassed. I know who they are, but what if I'm a demon and... You see your old friends, the 3 Desnan adepts from Kenebres, standing at the head of the crowd. Kwame Planet! Finally! We rushed here as soon as we heard what happened in Dresden. We brought friends too, except we've only just met some of them. Allow me to introduce them. Matrice Ola Devara, the illustrious exiled alchemist. Those formidable warriors there are halflings from the temple of Childera Zazastrian, the goddess of battle and recklessness. This is the famous street artist, Maestro Aventurine, a pseudonym, of course. Rare is the administrative building in Avestan that has escaped his brush. And here in front, we have our mounted gnomish contingent, the cavalry sculptors. We have all come here to help you fight the forces of the abyss. Why was Matrice Ola exiled? Prejudice, that's why. The disheveled woman shakes her head in disdain. Her clothes look as though they've been singed a dozen times over and dragged through various paints at least a dozen times more. For some reason, people are suspicious of alchemists who worship Caden Kalian. They also consider my experiments dangerous, which is utterly preposterous for one. Science comes at a price after all, and besides, it wasn't I who caused that explosion back in Absalon and raised half a block. I wasn't even there. Still, now that I'm surrounded by open-minded people, I'll be able to unleash my talents and show those demons that bombs can protect us as well as any prayers. What are the goddess Chaldera and her worshippers famous for? A belligerent-looking halfling salutes you with his sword. Chaldera is the goddess of mischief, battle, and luck, and a close friend of Desna, the Moon Mother. Chaldera is not the goddess of strategic planning, put it that way. As her worshippers, we charge headlong into battle, leading others into the fray, and we despise evil in all its forms. My friends and I have long wanted to support the Crusades, but this is the first time we've seen a leader we're willing to follow. An artist on a crusade? A street artist to boot? Dusty galleries and pompous patrons aren't quite my scene, is Maestro Alvin's dignified response. I only paint in places where everyone can see my work and appreciate its special meaning. I used to paint flowers and the sun on the walls of besieged forts to make the attacking armies realize they were destroying another's peace and joy. I once depicted the acts of Iomedae in a painting in the middle of the Chalexian capital, not because I worship her, but rather to remind the people of Cheliax that this proud, tyrant-toppling goddess was born there. I don't yet know what I will create here in the Worldwound, but I feel I must play some part in the salvation of this land. Cavalry sculptors? Exactly. One of the gnomes sitting in the saddle grins happily, looking from head to toe a brigand. The cavalry sculptors are an ancient and revered gnomish society. In certain circles, that is. Our only rivals are the pikemen confectioners. But they don't have a noble legend that tells of the creation of the society. Unlike us, according to this legend, a brave gnome knight once participated in a battle that lasted many days. He had to ride into battle down one on the same path, past one in the same boulder. Soon, he was fed up with it. He started to chip off a piece of the boulder each time he rode past it, eventually carving it into a giant apple. The little game turned out to be so captivating that soon the knight's entire squad began to do the same, and then the enemy joined in too. It goes without saying that they all were gnomes. The war soon ended, but before it did, they had carved all kinds of fruit and vegetables from a dozen boulders and a couple of rocks, all while mounted too. And that is how our noble society was born. Are you all going to join my army? Of course not, Aranka replies, clearly speaking for everyone. We didn't come here to march around in neat little rows like all the crusaders who've come before us. We're here to answer the call of our hearts, and we're going to help you in every way we can. We will all do something for our cause, but we are free spirits. We take orders from no one, and we certainly do not join in other people's war games. Army discipline and the gray walls of Dresden do not stir our hearts, Kwame Planet. Yet I know that you are the wind of change we've been waiting for. In Kenabres, I witness your kindness, bravery, and tenacity. I'll follow you straight into hellfire. All of us will, but we will each tread our own path. Now, what am I going to do with you? I know what you need to do. Knight them, Aivu whispers loudly. She continues, a little embarrassed as Aranka and the others look at her in surprise. I mean, I've been told many stories about Galarian, and that's what always happens in them. Kwame Planet is the knight commander, right? That means he can knight you all. Ordinary knights are a bit boring, but I know Kwame Planet will make your oath really exciting. I like the sound of that. We'll be the, Free Crusaders. What do you think, Kwame Planet? Just make up an oath for us so we can be knighted. And then we'll start our campaign against the demons and they will tremble before us. Requires Azata mythic path. Sing the song of Elysium. Aranka the bard joins in the song, her voice strong and clear. The rest begin to sing along. And then... Oh, wow! What was that? Where did it come from? I'll bet a jar of strawberry jam it came straight from Elysium. I mean, I don't have any strawberry jam, but still. The big grown-up dragons in my family can transform their environments like this. But how did you do it? Thal the wallflower scratches the bridge of his nose, clearly anxious. We've seen something like this happen before. Kwame Planet was back in Kenabres in the temple where we all gathered together. A glowing aura enveloped you, and we heard music that wasn't actually there. Just the same as this time. A wondrous power dwells within you, and it's growing. What are you going to do now? We'll set up camp here. Our learned friends will observe this Garden of Elysium and study it. The artists among us will start working on their art. I'll help the Chaldean halflings prepare to launch raids against the demons. The cavalry sculptors? I have no idea what they'll do, but I hope they'll keep themselves busy somehow. Drop by in a couple of weeks, will you? We'll have settled in by then, and we may even have something else to show you. But it's a secret for now. You forgot the most important part. Honestly, what would you all do without a smart little dragon like me around? Azatas have courts. The Court of Silent Laughter, for example, or the Court of the Flaming Storm. They always have such pretty names. People come to the courts freely and then stay because they like it there and have some affinity with it. That's why Kwame Planet has to give this place a name. It's his court after all. All three Desna adepts are busy. Ilks is praying, Arenka is practicing a new song, and Thal is immersed in his scrolls, stealing the occasional glance at Arenka. Point at Arushale. There's someone I'd like you to meet. Arushale's eyes go wide, and she claps her hands in a defensive gesture. Hi. I know who you are, and you probably know who I am. Ilks looks even more flabbergasted than when your powers transformed the ridge into a flowering garden. I recognize your voice. You're the one who sent us those visions and warned us about that attack on Kenabres, and you're a demon, Arushale says in a sad, quiet voice. The demon who helped us and who was able to use Desna's magic? I'm at a loss for words. What's your name? Why did you start helping Crusaders? Why don't you come over for tea someday? Do dreams even drink tea? Oh, there are so many things I want to ask you. As the young man gushes, Arushale's hands loosen their grips and she smiles weakly. My name is Arushale. I'll certainly take you up on your offer if I have some time to spare after the raids with the commander. I'm so thrilled to meet you all. Arushale turns to you and whispers, Thank you. Thank you, Kwame Planet. Those three were the first mortals who listened to me and believed me. So bright and lively, all three of them. I had no idea what they think when they found out who the voice from their dreams belonged to. I still have to tell them what I've done, how I murdered a Desnan priestess before becoming what I am. Still, I'm glad they didn't spurn me at first sight. I'm glad you came, Thal the Wallflower says, tearing himself away from some calculations. Something incredible is going on here. Ever since 3 new creations appeared in the court, the whole ridge has been shaking. Magic has been behaving very oddly, and everyone has been having strange dreams. We can all tell that something is going on, but what? We just don't know. The entire court has assembled, for the first time in quite a while, too. Usually someone's gone for a stroll, or others are off hunting demons. It might be hard for such a motley group to live in harmony, but we're trying our best. The court has brought us all together, so we're all here. Would you like to do something? You know? Something you really want to do? Last time you did a thing like that, you made a garden appear on barren rock. Something else is bound to happen this time. Requires Azata mythic path. Sing the song of Elysium. There's a tried and tested method for that. Scarenthal and his triads join in with enthusiasm. Kel 5 Knives effortlessly adds a boisterous note to the song. This time, instead of trying to be the lead singer, Arenka simply weaves her voice into the chorus. And then... can't be. Are we flying? More like floating. Wallflower is calm and collected compared to the others, but his eyes are alight in a way you've never seen before. Our court is now a floating island. Oh, Kwame Planet, is there no limit to the wonders that happen around you and because of you? Yeah, there's never a dull moment here. We would never have joined you if you were a boring leader. I can't believe this is all for real. It's just awesome, but Wallflower, please tell me you have a couple levitation spells handy for us to get down safely. Kwame, hold up a second. Anivia, please, not now. I am absolutely exhausted and want to head straight to bed. Whatever it is, it can wait until tomorrow. Afraid not. This requires your immediate attention. Remember a couple of weeks ago, you ordered an investigation into a Crusader's disappearance, and it turned out he was outside the walls and disemboweled? Not the kind of thing you forget, Anivia. Has the killer been found? I am sure Seela is down to deliver another thrashing. No, the killer's not been found yet. But we've had another disappearance, and it needs to be investigated. Pronto. Excellent. Let me know how that investigation goes. No. It needs to be investigated by you. Me? What am I supposed to do? The Crusader left the barracks and went past the gates. You'll need to look around Dresden and see if you can find him. What? Anivia, turn around. You see that giant island floating out in the distance? I did that. Shit like that is my responsibility. Now, I'm not saying that going door to door across the entire city is your responsibility, but I am most certainly saying you need to find some meatheads who are going to run around doing this. Luckily, I am a great recruiter, so you have plenty to choose from. Best of luck. I am going to bed. Commander? Yes. Do you trust me? Oh, yes, I do. If you trust me, please believe me when I say this needs to be handled by you. Fine. I am already sick of talking about this. 20 minutes of my time, Anivia. I will look through some of these houses and report back if I find something. All right, 3 houses and I have found nothing. Let's get this basement search over with and quickly get to... Whoa. I hear sounds coming from the other side of this door, and nobody should be here. Here we go. Camellia? Is that guy dead? Listen to me. Socorus is an ancient land. The shamans of Socorus were always held in high esteem. They knew the will of the spirits. None of this has anything to do with the question I asked her. Not good. The spirits desired in order to gain their support. Right. Okay, so Camellia, I understand it's a lot to take in, but what I want from you is simple, and it will be pleasurable for both of us. I am doubting that. I will dip my amulet into the open cavity of this man's chest, drowning it in blood. Then I'll let the blood trickle down from the amulet into my mouth. The spirit Maria and I are one. When I drink the blood, stop saying blood, and it will help awaken her. Once she is fully awakened, surely her knowledge of Socorus will help serve your goals. Possibly, but that's only the first part. After I complete a blood ritual, I am always hungry for other pleasures. I will want you to come here, lay down, and fuck me here in the pool of blood next to the warm corpse. Holy shit! Say something to get out of here! Oh! Say something, say something, say something, say something, say something! That all sounds great. I need, protection. That's what I need. Yes, protection. I assume you don't want to be a mother anytime soon. Certainly not. Of course. Give me just 1 second and I'll be right back. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Whoa, Anivia, you'll never believe what just happened. What do you want us to do with her? Great question. Wait a minute. You knew? I had strong suspicions that... Suspicions? Do you have any idea what I just witnessed? The situation I was just in? I have some idea and felt it would be best. Shut up. Shut up before Erebeth loses a wife. Crusaders!
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you follow your commander's orders?
Sir, yes, sir.
Then I want you to go down to the basement.
Sir, yes, sir.
Pull out your swords.
Sir, yes, sir.
And I want you to go kill that bitch.
Sir, yes, sir.
She's been eating my damn soldiers. Stop yes sirring me and get down there. I don't want to see any of you until it's done. Oh my goodness. So Zelle. What? Commander, what's going on? What's happened? Stop asking questions. Grab Ember and head to the church. Now is the time when we desperately need prayer. Good folk of Dresden, hear me. She was eating people. Desna, save us all. You're approached by a procession of ornate chests flashing predatory grins.
Hey, Commander. How are we doing today? They didn't want to let us in to see you at first. We're mimics, the lot of us. And a lot of fun we are, too. We could turn into a chair and then, when an enemy sits on us, we grab them on the rump. Oh, yum, yum, yum. We heard about a new commander from the Crusaders, a cheerful sort with a good head on his shoulders. So we figured we'd join you and be knighted. You know, like the rest of those free Crusaders of yours.
If I've ever been truly horror-struck over the last 1,000 or so years, I can't recall. But I certainly am now. Ha ha! Perfect! Consider yourselves enlisted. I dubbed the Sir Wardrobe, Sir Footstool, and Sir Cultist Bed.
Now we're talking. Look, we're Crusaders now, my lads. Them demons had better beware.
Stone lips appear on the golem's unmoving face, and it loudly says, "Intruder detected! Hey, dragon, where you gone? You better fly back here and fight as Xanther the Ow! The golem makes a noise like it has just been smacked upside the head, as teacher Xanther Vang ordered, or else your eggs will be destroyed. In unison, the golems swing their fist above the eggs on the ground. Aivu lets out a panicked screech. Hey! Stop that right now! There are dragonlings in there! They're almost ready to hatch! Lord Nature, take a closer look at the eggs. These are wound worm eggs, and they look like they will soon hatch. Good. Requires Azata mythic path. Wake the life slumbering in the eggs. I won't let you kill unborn dragons! The eggs tremble, cracks appearing on the shells, and tiny creatures that look like they're made from living fire burst out from within. They dart away, making funny little chirping sounds. The golems bring their fists down on the now empty shells. Na 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 na, Aivu calls, making faces at the golems. All assigned objectives have been completed. Planned deactivation. The golems slowly lower their hands and freeze like statues. Yo. Hey. So Anivia wasn't joking. You really locked yourself up in a cell. Yes, I think it's for the best. For the best? Best for whom? For everyone. I might hurt one of you. Oh, so this is a preventative measure. Did something happen? You slip back into the good old days and start massacring my citizens? No, of course not. Oh, so is it about sex? You took some poor guy's virginity and now he'll spend the rest of his life trying to sleep with another succubus? No, I wouldn't do something so vile. Excellent. Come up out of this cage and let's get some wings at the tavern. Kwame, please. You don't understand what it's like. What don't I understand? Every moment I am terrified of slipping back into who I am, of turning against all of you and proving myself unworthy of the kindness that has been shown me. Please, let me stay here. Arue, we are all dangerous. We are all capable of doing terrible things. No, you are not. Not like me. Can I trust you? What? Yes, of course you can. If I tell you a secret, you will not betray me? Only you and I will know? You know I do not make deals or promises anymore. But I will not tell another soul. You've been trying to dream because you think that will make you more human. I am able to dream. It's always one or two dreams, and it's always horrible. The first dream is of the Vescavor swarm and the song they sing to me. It's difficult to describe, but when I hear its song, I lose control of my senses. I didn't mean to release them in Dresden. I didn't mean to do other things that I won't even speak of to help it. But in my dreams, through me, they devour everything, and it feels right. It feels like the destiny I'm meant to follow. Kwame, I think you need to tell Sela that no. They will just think I'm crazy and might even lock me up. Not to mention how many people I would have let down. No. I need to push forward and figure this out on my own. The second dream is even worse. In the first dream, I am the swarm, and I feel completely disconnected from everyone else. When I wake up, I am horrified at the things I have done, but during the dream, my friends don't even seem like people, so I don't really feel it. In the second dream, I am still the commander, but at the same time a completely different person. I talk to the same people and they greet me as they always do, but in my mind, I know I am different. Even more importantly, I know I am a demon. I murder and abuse everyone around me. I do terrible things to Ember. I watch myself do these things, but I'm helpless to stop it. The entire time, people refer to me as a name I have never heard. They call me the Pale Orc. I have no idea what that means, and it terrifies me. No matter which dream I am in, it feels like that's who I really am. It feels like I am destined to harm and betray everyone around me. Arue, I am afraid. I cannot run. I cannot imprison myself, but I fear the future and what I am capable of, just like you. May Desna's gaze be upon you. I cannot believe you have carried this burden yourself. There's no choice in it. Attempting to hide from your problems is like hiding from yourself. Impossible. Come out of the cage, Jerusalem. You are strong enough to face what comes. I will support you however I can. Okay. Great. Now I won't let you fall. Arue, please keep believing in me. Don't give up on me. I will do the same for you. I won't let you fall, Commander. Thank you, Arue. Come on, let's go. All right, let's do a brief recap just to make sure we're on the same page. There's a huge horde of demons, probably led by Monago, and they're directly beneath my city. So obviously we need to go there and wipe it out.
But first, we must gather our strength. I shall send word to Queen Galfrey. Her help may be necessary when we reach that dark bastion of the abyss. The Queen will heed my call and arrive quickly, within a month. You must use this time to prepare to attack the Fane.
All right, no problem. That sounds reasonable. We need to go now. Call the whole court and all the free crusaders and just go as soon as they assemble. You can't just sit here waiting for the Queen. Good weather and all the rest of it. By the time you move, the demons will have learned of our plans and will be waiting for us and will devour half of the world or more.
Requires Azata mythic path.
Aivu was right. I'm sick of the suspense. Isn't it time we did something the demons aren't expecting? Let's not wait for the Queen. We'll attack the Fane as soon as the Free Crusaders are ready.
Astonishment rings in the angel's voice. No waiting, no planning, just gather the Free Crusaders and attack?
Chaotic.
Requires Azata mythic path.
Yes. Or do you think the demons are going to sit quietly while we summon Galfrey, catch up on our sleep, and polish our armor? Every hour this war drags on, innocents are dying and the enemy is growing in strength, and yet we wait and wait. The demons have ambushed us time and time again. It's time to give them a taste of their own medicine.
The angel spreads his wings, brandishing his sword. Yes, now I understand. A special flame burns within you, champion. It has led you to your past triumphs, and it will help us in this endeavor also. We will do it your way. Make haste to conclude any other important affairs, champion. We'll send word to the Free Crusaders and bring the fight to the darkness as soon as they are assembled.
Demons, the most devoted servant of Radiant Iomade is addressing you. Come out and fight me. Show me your evil faces. Your reign in the bowels of Dresden is over. I swear by the light in my sword. What are the Crusaders coming from? Monago said it'd take them a year to break the barrier. It's the same commander who gutted Xanthia the Plague One. The Fane is under attack with no warning again. The body of an ash giant is convulsing in his death throes while its killers are readying their next victim, a growling minotaur that is fighting to break free. Issuing orders from the corner of the room is none other than the Lilitude Monago. Large drops of blood ooze from the mark on her face, and she dashes the blood away with an agitated swipe of her hand. Move it, you beast! Darazan will gut you if you don't deal with these traitors. I said move it! I don't want to be here when they... Monago notices you and scrambles back, first in one direction, then another, as if she's looking for something to put between you and her. You came! Here! Disgusting. Endless, mindless violence waged against friend and foe alike. I used to revel in it. I gave myself over to it, body and soul. But now I only see pointless, filthy carnage. Woljif looks at the carnage before him with wide eyes. And you're sure we can't just wait for them to wipe each other out? I don't fancy getting any closer to that thing there. Anyway, ain't it about time we call for backup? We're done enough, haven't we? So Seo offers the tiefling an encouraging smile. Don't be frightened. We'll enter this battle side by side. Woljif eyes the cleric's armor and strapping physique before casting a forlorn glance at his own scrawny frame. Some consolation. Great! Not for the first time, the demon's blind fixation on destroying everything in their path has worked out in our favor. Good. Attack the demon prison guards. I won't stand by and watch innocents be killed, even if they are monsters. So now you're the savior of minotaurs and man-eating giants? That's just wonderful. Waste your time on them. I have other things to do. Woo! Kwame plenty. Big fight ahead, right? The rest of our bunch are coming. Some might not make it in time for the action. Ilks, leading a ragtag crowd of free crusaders, looks around hesitantly. This place, it radiates evil. I can't believe it's been here under Dresden all along. Scarintho raises his branch arm in a dignified greeting. Finally, we are walking on the demon's land, and not they on ours. Someone must answer for the dead forest of Socorus. Kel Five Knives is limbering up. Nice spot you got here. It's good we decided to surprise the demons and not do things the same way Crusaders always do them. My gut tells me that if we waited a few more days, the whole place would have been swarming with the beast. Are we running from a fight? We don't usually run in the open, but now we're, what's the word? Knights. Now we can fight in the open. That's right. Wallflower wrings his hands nervously. Kenabres wasn't half as scary as this place, but we're stronger than we were then too. Early Sunset calls for attention with a raised hand. I know what we should do. Surprise is our main weapon, which is why all the Free Crusaders must proceed swiftly to the heart of the Fane as soon as possible. You should stay and help the Hand of the Inheritor hold this position. But how would we perform any great feats that way? The goddess Caldero doesn't teach us to shy away from danger. Fear not, brothers and sisters. Great feats will not be in short supply. What matters most is that we stay together. We are the wave and the wind. We are strong as long as we are united and free.
No, don't. Don't kill. I won't fight.
The Minotaur speaks with difficulty in short, clipped words, which he articulates slowly and laboriously, but you can understand him.
Oh, I want horns like that. I could bash things with them, just running, bam! That must be fun.
Why do they want to kill you?
They kill everyone who doesn't want to fight. The daughter of the Great Father told us and we obeyed and fought. We don't want to anymore. Much death, little joy. Why would we fight here? There are other places, other enemies.
Daughter of the Great Father?
Baphomet is the Great Father of all Minotaurs. Hepzibah is the daughter of the Great One. She is the first among us.
The Minotaur shakes his head, likely to express some strong emotion.
Find fear for her in yourself. Hepzibah's wrath is fearsome. You bring down the Fane, she will get revenge.
So you used to fight for the demons?
Yes, I am Reveg. I fought fiercely. I and my brothers. We ran forward together. People in Iron ran too. Ran at us. Smash, hit, chopped, trampled all of them. Run together, hit together. Good. Enemy too strong. Bad. Met one like this. All brothers are dead.
The Minotaur clenches his fist and lets out a low, hollow roar. Do you know where Monago ran off to?
She will run to her hides. Human hides. She wears them. Humans. Clothes.
Who controls the demons in the Fane?
Darazan. Big, fierce Darazan. The strongest, so he commands. Like you. You are strong. You command.
You're silly. Kwame Planet is the commander because everyone likes him, not because he is strong.
Chaotic. Let the Minotaur go. The demons no longer control you. You are free. But don't even think about attacking any more people.
Praise be the Great Father. I am thankful. I am leaving, but I will remember.
Monago is kneeling, her hands clasped in front of her. Blood from the mark carved on her forehead drips down her eyeless face, but the demon doesn't seem to care.
I'm so tired of you, Kwame Planet. I can't do it anymore. I can't run or fight, nothing. I've hunted the paladins of the good gods for centuries. You could make a burial mound out of the 10 heads of all the idiots I've killed or tricked. But you're nothing like them. You never do what others expect, and you always appear where you're not supposed to be. Every stone wall has a weak spot, a place where if you strike it, the whole structure will come tumbling down. Staunton was that weak spot for the first Crusaders. I struck it and won Dresden almost single-handedly. But your crusade is not a wall. It's a tangle of disconnected roots and branches. I don't know how to fight you. I can't even undermine the discipline of your followers because they've never even heard of discipline. Chaotic. Less of the theatrics, darling. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you because you can't hurt any more Crusaders? Monago licks her lips nervously, her fleshy tongue resembling a crimson slug. I can be useful to you. I can tell you what I know about anything you want. Chaotic. Let Monago go. I'm letting you go, Monago, but I can't remove your chains. You have to understand, I'm not responsible for what happened to you. The demons you chose to serve are to blame. Stop obeying them and fight back. Monago tilts her head to the side. You're letting me go? Telling me to fight? Aren't you afraid I might return and stab you in the back again? Wait, what am I saying? You never seem to be afraid at all. The demon stands up and stumbles to the rift, but at the wall of purple flame, she turns around like she's come to a decision. Something tells me you won't stop once you've raised the Fane. So here's my advice to you. If you decide to follow your enemies into the abyss, leave your scruples behind and trust no one. Never lower your guard, especially in places that seem safe. If something looks like a tightly closed door, it is guaranteed to open and let out your worst nightmare. It's best if you set a trap at the threshold beforehand.
it would seem I missed out on all the fun. Or perhaps I should say, my loyal commander decided to launch a reckless attack without waiting for reinforcements or guidance from me. I felt compelled to abandon my troops and magically travel to Dresden to reach you here.
My righteous sister and comrade, please, don't be too quick to judge. The commander's move might seem reckless, but it allowed us to catch the demons off guard.
What is this? My goddess's herald is in favor of foolhardy escapades? However, we shall let the matter rest for now. I was striving to catch up with you for a reason. Have I already mentioned how disappointed I was by your reckless desire to storm the Fane without waiting for me and reinforcements from Nerosian? I shall remind you again. A person must be judged by their actions. I watched you spare the life of a demon. And not any demon, but Minago, our old and dangerous enemy, who is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of Crusaders.
The vague outline of the apparition does not allow you to see the face and appearance of the speaker, but you recognize the voice without difficulty. It is your Azata companion, Early Sunset, and his words radiate dismay.
Kwame Planet, I found you at long last. Even with my spells, it was no easy feat in the abyss.
Where were you before you came here?
I have not yet arrived. I am on my way at the edge of the abyss. I first wanted to contact you to make sure that you were still alive. I did not expect to find you in a Lucianera. It's a nasty place, and its ruler is more dangerous than most of the other demon lords. It goes without saying that you should be incredibly careful here.
Why were you looking for me?
I bring you the latest news from Galorian. You will surely want to hear it. And I was sincerely worried about you. The Abyss is a dangerous place. It's far too easy to disappear there. How wonderful it is to see I am not alone, and that some of your allies from other planes are willing to rush to your aid.
Early Sunset does not react to the angel's words. He either does not see the angel, or he does not consider it necessary to answer. So I see. What now?
I will soon arrive and meet you in person. Forgive me, but I do not wish to appear within the walls of a Lucianera. I will go to the place of the former rift in the Midnight Fane, and I will wait for you there. When we meet, we can speak and exchange news. Good luck. My thoughts are with you. Greetings, Kwame Planet. I am glad to see you have not lost your presence of mind, even on a foreign, hostile plane.
What news do you bring from Galorian?
Unfortunately, the news is not good. In your absence, relations between the official and free Crusaders has worsened. Most of your allies have been banned from Dresden. They have been forced to rely on their own strength alone to fight demons. Queen Galfrey has moved the headquarters for the entire crusade to Dresden, along with part of her court. She has imposed order in the city, or order as she sees it. Many among the Crusaders were saddened by your departure, but others were gladdened by it. They prefer more conservative practices and leaders they can understand. As for the demons, I expected their attacks to intensify, but this has not happened. It seems the attack on the Midnight Fane and the interruption of the supply of crystals dampened their fervor. Demonic activity remains strong near the Threshold Fortress and the maiming of his rift, but it is always strong there. I did not notice that anything changed with your departure. That's all the news I have. I also bring news of the youngest members of your Fury Fellowship. They are training day and night to become true warriors, and they eagerly await your return. They do not believe that the Abyss will devour you. Young people are so full of hope, are they not? Ah, yes, and as a counterpoint to their zeal, not long after your departure, a letter arrived in Dresden from a priestess in Nerosian by the name of Narita, the former tutor of your young crusaders. You may read it and feel the full force of her rebuke.
Do you know anything useful about a Lucianera and its inhabitants?
I know that every being capable of speech is capable of deception, and those who cannot speak deceive with silence. If you want more practical advice, do not simply follow the paths laid out for you. You must forge your own. In most places where guards bar your way, there will be a secret path or a hidden teleportation route, the most natural method for a demon. It's rare for demons to rely on locks, as they prefer to kill intruders, but you should be ready for that.
Do you recognize the name Hepsamira?
Spawn of Baphomet.
Early Sunset's lips curl with undisguised contempt.
She shares one trait with her disgusting father. She is a master of subverting expectations. Many consider Hepsamira powerful, but also think her outspoken and narrow-minded, and she is happy to maintain that reputation. In fact, she is cunning and resourceful and does not always act on impulse. Take care if you plan to move against her.
What did you mean when you said Baphomet is a master of subverting expectations?
Enemies should be treated with an open mind. Therefore, I cannot fail to acknowledge Baphomet's ingenuity. Do you know how his ascent began? He was the favorite plaything of Lamashtu, but he conceived a bold plan, to steal the scepter of the Prince of Darkness. He failed. Baphomet was captured, subjected to brutal punishment, and imprisoned in the Ivory Labyrinth, a prison designed to be impossible to escape by its powerful creator, Asmodeus. But a thief is a thief. Baphomet found an ingenious way to escape. He stole his prison from hell and took it to the abyss. The Ivory Labyrinth went from being his prison to his possession, his abyssal realm. From it, he rules hordes of minotaurs and secret societies of cultists. This is what I meant when I said Baphomet knows how to subvert expectations.
What are you planning to do in the abyss?
I could accompany you and give you advice, as I did in Dresden, but I see that the role of mentor and bodyguard has already been taken over by the hand of the inheritor. It is not a good idea to take two otherworldly creatures hostile to demons with you. Even if I were disguised, the chances of attracting unnecessary attention would be doubled. I will stay and watch over the camp. If an emergency arises, I will naturally intervene, but until then, I prefer to conceal my presence in the abyss.
Look, a lizard from Elysium. It's just begging to have his wings plucked and his tail torn off. Hey, why are you teasing me? I'll get you for this. Ember covers her face with burned hands in horror. Little Aivu, she's been kidnapped.
The abyss is fraught with danger, but why do the brightest souls fall prey first? We must find the dragonling. There is no other option.
A familiar, hazy apparition appears before you. Early Sunset is reaching out to you again.
Kwame Planet, what just happened? I sensed a surge of power, your power. It burns hot like a fever.
Could you explain more clearly what you sensed and how?
I came here to study your power and deal with its chaotic surges. It was not difficult for me to trace it to the moment it manifested. So what happened?
Aivu was abducted by demons.
The dragon? Ah, now I understand. She is the thread tying you to Elysium, and she is inextricably linked to your power.
Early Sunset is silent for a moment, clearly lost in thought.
What an alarming situation. We need to speak as soon as possible. I'll wait for you at the former rift in the Midnight Fane.
What can we do to save Aivu?
First, we need to find her. Under no circumstances should you conduct inquiries within the city or otherwise draw attention to yourself. The kidnappers will know you by sight. No, I will have to conduct this search myself. Of course, I cannot appear in my true form in a Lucianera. It would create,
Early Sunset chuckles,
excessive agitation among the demons. But I'm skilled enough at transformation magic to disguise myself as an inhabitant
of the Abyss.
How are you going to search?
In the most simple and elegant manner. I will go to the flesh markets disguised as a powerful demon and declare that I want to buy a dragon. Many threads of influence and information converge at the flesh markets. Even if the denizens of that place know nothing about Aivu's disappearance, they will stop at nothing to find out where she is, steal her away from her kidnappers, and deliver her to a waiting buyer. We may not even have to lift a finger.
What should I do?
Stay close at hand in case things go sour. The demons may recognize me, or try to trick me, or even attack me. So be there and be on full alert.
Everything seems clear to me.
Tell me when you are ready to go to the city, and then I will begin my mission.
Arue, who has been listening to the conversation with some excitement, suddenly looks up. Without shifting her gaze from early sunset, she quietly sings the tune of Starward Gaze.
A very sweet song, child.
Thank you, Master Early Sunset. Arue smiles at him. My heart hurts because of Aivu, and I just wanted to express my concern in some way. Songs are good for this. Arue waits another moment, glances at you, then falls silent. I'm ready to start looking for Aivu.
Excellent. In that case, I need to get ready. Well, how do I look?
Chaotic. Your approach lacks creativity. You could pretend to be an attractive succubus or incubus.
That would be extremely unwise. Most succubi, though certainly not all, are subjects of Nocticula. An unknown succubus would raise questions. Much safer to portray a demon from another part of the Abyss, though the demon should be powerful enough that others would be too afraid to betray him, at least not immediately. About our plan, I will head to the flesh markets immediately and talk to the merchants about buying a dragon. Go there and be prepared for any surprises. See you there.
Early Sunset, disguised as a demon, nods at you imperceptibly, but aloud he barks,
Out of the way, mortal!
Whisper, let us begin. The translucent apparition of a Merilith demon makes a beckoning gesture with her upper pair of arms. Do you have business with me, handsome? I see in your eyes that you are looking for me, Remissa Shedskin.
I'm looking for a dragon slave, a dragon of pleasant disposition. I serve a great master and whose wishes are law.
An interesting desire, but you should know that I do not undertake simple orders and transactions. I am an artist, not a merchant. Therefore, tell me, the Merilith moves forward. Tell me why the one you serve needs a dragon.
You're wasting my time, Shedskin, but so be it. Some people eat only intelligent, good creatures. Some of them value dragon meat most highly of all, especially when consumed over time. Dragons are tenacious creatures and can survive a long time, even as their limbs are cut off, one by one.
Fascinating. The Merilith's breath quickens. She makes a few gestures with her hands. Hey, silly larva, did you hear what this unusual customer just requested? Yeah. Going to eat me, are you? I hope you choke on my little bones. Shut up, larva. Think about the future that awaits you, or rather, that doesn't. As for you, my wonderful client, if this specimen suits you, let's discuss the terms. The Merilith lowers her voice to a whisper. Perception 38. Strain to hear. You manage to make out part of the conversation between Early Sunset and the Merilith. This is the location of my hideout. I will enchant the door to let you in. Once you're there, you will be able to inspect and sample the goods.
Good. I hope your warehouse is well guarded. I wouldn't want the dragon to escape or be freed.
After finishing the conversation, Early Sunset gives you a subtle nod. The voice of Early Sunset suddenly rings in your head.
Kwame Planet, I have learned everything I need to know. The riddle was far too easy. Aivu was kidnapped by Marissa's hunters to be sold. A typical story in a Lucian era. And many who come here as guests end up as slaves at the flesh markets. Anyway, I know where she's being kept. The lair is here in the middle city, and it isn't far. We need to go there.
What agreement did you reach with Shedskin?
We have agreed that I will go there to inspect the merchandise, and she will spell the doors of her secret hideout to let me in.
I see. Well then, let's go get Aivu.
Of course. Meet me at the entrance to Shedskin's hideout.
Hold her tight. The mistress said this slave is more dangerous than the others. Is there somebody else?
What luck?
Early Sunset nods contentedly.
We will return the escaped property to Shedskin and either get Aivu in return or demand a significant reduction in the price to buy her back.
My heart bleeds for poor Aivu, but partaking in such evil, even to save the unfortunate child? I have a counter offer. Let me escape and go my own way. Hey, Chief, this bushy-tailed gal seems nice, and sharp, too. I've got a good feeling about her. We can't leave her to these guys, can we? The kitsune cast the tiefling a sidelong glance. Listen to this handsome, curly-haired man. Please don't sell me out. Woljif stands up straighter, chaotic. I'm not going to do business with slavers at all. Let's release this fugitive and free Aivu, by force if necessary. I like you. I am charming Minx. What's your plan? If I get out, I'll find you and treat you to something that will delight your senses. Early Sunset frowns, but removes the enchantment.
Kwame Planet has come here from Galarian, from a city called Dresden. Perhaps we should help you escape the abyss.
No need. I have things to do here. Someone owes me a lot of money. So goodbye. For now, at least. Kwame Planet, you're finally here! I missed you so much! And you, evil demon, didn't believe me when I said my friends would save me. Oh, that reminds me. She set up an amp. The familiar projection of Ramissa Shedskin appears next to Aivu's cell. How is it that my handsome buyer turned out to be fake? He brought the owner of this dragon larva to my lair. Should I be surprised? The demon lets out a mocking laugh. Did I mention that I treat every act of the slave trade as a performance? This is my plan for this scene. The hero thinks he has foiled the villainess's plans and is about to free her pet, but he is ambushed and is instead forced to compromise his principles. So which will it be? Will you try to fight my guards, or will you pay 100,000 gold coins and walk away humiliated? You stole my dragon from me, and now you're trying to sell it back to me? The demon laughs loudly. You are in the abyss, you foolish creature. The abyss. Do you understand? Attack. You'll wish you never met me, Shedskin. Do you know why they call me Shedskin? Because I prefer not to appear in the flesh. All my enemies see is a projection, a shell, and attacking it will not kill me. Enjoy your victory, outsider. Everything will soon change.
Are you really going to let this go? We rescued Aivu and she's safe. Shouldn't we make the slavers pay for what they did?
Yes, we have to do something. They grabbed me and hurt others, many others. They are bad. What do you want to do? Let's go to that nasty market and free all the slaves. Wait, that's what a little kid would say. Let me say it another way.
Aivu takes a deep breath, wrestling with her emotions. We can't defeat the entire abyss and change everything here forever. But if we retreat, the demons will keep doing whatever they want. We need to show everyone, including those poor slaves, that there is a way out and that these filthy demons can be defeated. I can only add that our dear Shedskin is not as cunning as she thinks. I tracked down the source of her projection. She is currently at the flesh markets. If you go there now, you may catch her. Good. If we can free the slaves and help even a single person, that's what we're going to do. Good luck. I'll be nearby in case any powerful forces come to the aid of the slavers. The flesh markets seethe with activity as swarms of demons pour into the area. Far behind them, you can see the silhouette of Ramissa Shedskin. This time, she is here in the flesh. Hey, outsider. You didn't think you could just leave, did you? The dragon was a decoy. My main target was you. You are my most anticipated product, my most prized creative effort, and I have already found buyers for you. This is working out brilliantly. These disgusting creatures have decided simply to throw themselves on our swords. Chaotic requires Azata mythic path. Sing the song of Elysium. Yay! Show them who's in charge here. I knew I shouldn't have come in person. It's nothing. I could get out of anything, and I will escape this too. Have mercy. Ramissa Shedskin makes no effort to defend herself. You got your dragon back. There's no need to kill me. Where did you even get the idea of stealing Aivu? Someone suggested it to me. A demon, an utterly unremarkable Vrolakai. I'm almost certain it was a deception, either an illusion or a transformation. I have an eye for such things, but I didn't care. He casually mentioned that a tempting outsider would be paying us a visit, and I fell for it. You need to seek your true enemy, not persecute a poor artist like me. Finish her off. I'd rather get my hands dirty than leave scum like this alive. Early sunset appears out of nowhere. No longer disguised as a demon, he stares at the tree in the middle of the flesh markets for a time. Quite impressive. Where did you come from, Early Sunset? I sensed a surge of power, so I came. I did not interfere in the battle because I was watching the surroundings. You never know who might come to the aid of slavers or join a fight out of boredom. We are still in the abyss, after all. I have something to discuss with you, Early Sunset. And what is that? You dropped hints for the slave traders about improving their security. Because of that, the situation turned against me. I communicated with them in a way they would find believable. It was wise to show something like interest in their fate. You did not seem to recognize the song of Elysium that Arushale sang for you. I never cared for music. Imagine that. Not all Azatas like music. You wanted to return the escaped slave to Shedskin. What kind of Azata does that? It was the most reasonable way to secure Aivu's safe return. Does it the desire to save an innocent, a friend, justify the harshness of the methods? I had the impression that you were not merely disguised as a demon, but that you were hiding something. That's enough. I can see this has gone too far. Well, acting never was my calling. Let me introduce myself properly. Mephistopheles, archdevil of hell.
Oh, holy shit! Holy...
Commander, calm down.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
By the light of heaven, an archdevil here in the abyss, and you've accompanied us this whole time.
Arue turns pale. This is so much worse than I thought.
Zelle turns pale and whispers Shellen's name.
From the moment I first saw you, I didn't trust you, and for good reason.
If that is true, it does credit to your powers of perception. I suppose I should explain myself, tell you why I followed you, and what the mission of Early Sunset was. The emergence of a new figure with unknown powers could not fail to attract attention on a range of planes. Initially, I came to take a closer look, find out the source of your abilities, and perhaps even help. The demon lord Baphomet dealt a grievous insult to hell in the past, and supporting his enemies is certainly in my interest. But when I got to know you and your band of renegades, any benevolent plans and aspirations came to an end. I don't think you are capable of realizing how problematic the nature of your existence is. The mortal perspective is too narrow to understand events of universal significance. Demons are certainly enemies and a threat, but they exist within the established order and rules by which the universe operates. You do not. Even the most chaotic of gods are forced to obey the unspoken agreements that exist, and very rarely do they dare violate them. You do dare. You are mortal, with an ever-growing semi-divine power. You are a true mortal, and therefore no contracts or restrictions concerning divine essences apply to you. You can move across all planes, wield your power, destroy the designs and established order of millennia, and hell has no lawful means of stopping you. Therefore, in the grand scale of the universe, you are a much greater problem than Baphomet, Deskari, and all the other demon lords combined.
Kwame Planet, do we have to listen to him? It's so boring. I'm already falling asleep. Can't we just hit him on his horn head and send him packing?
Attack.
Aivu is right. Someone deserves to be hit in the head.
I could certainly answer that challenge, but that is all to come. I do not wish to linger any longer in the realm of Nocticula, that lover of backstabbing with a pathological drive to kill powerful beings. If you happen to survive, we'll meet again. If not, the problem will have solved itself.
Aivu, you've grown up a bit. Yep, the dragon looks incredibly proud of herself. Dragons usually grow as they get older, but I grow as your power increases. So, don't be fooled. Remember, I'm still a kid. A huge-scaled flying kid with planar magic at her disposal. Are you all right? How did you feel when we were rescuing you? Aivu gives you a long, hard look. I'm going to let you in on a really important secret. Just don't tell anyone. When those demons caught and kidnapped me, I got really scared. I mean, I'm a brave dragon, really brave, but I still felt scared and lonely. I'm scared sometimes too, trust me. There's no shame in that. Aivu's eyes go wide with surprise. You get scared? Really? Do you get the shivers when you're scared? Do you get an itch right on your nose too? I always do. But what matters is the happy ending. It couldn't have ended any other way. There's something I want to tell you about Early Sunset. Nah, boring. He's always been a little boring, but I thought he was your friend, so I didn't mind so much. All devils are boring. He's the first devil I've ever seen, but I just know that they're all boring and impossible to listen to. I've been thinking, and, well, you see, what I'm trying to say is, extremely embarrassed, Arushale's voice becomes progressively quieter until you can barely hear what she is trying to say. It's all right. Don't be afraid. Whatever you want to say to me, I won't be mad at you. I know that. Thanks. After several deep inhales and exhales, Arue finally pulls herself together and blurts out, I need to go back to my dream, and come with me, please. Yeah, you look so sweet when you're all shy. Pouting, Arue looks down. We've already been inside your dream several times. Why is it so hard for you to talk about it all of a sudden? Because now I want to try something new, and I need your help with it. I thought, this is going to sound odd, and I doubt dreams even work like this, but what if I try to fall asleep inside my dream, to dive deeper into the dream world? What could I find there? What if that's where the answers to my questions are hidden? What if it's Desna herself, or even me, the real me? But the problem is, the succubus blushes again, her voice dropping to a barely audible whisper. That's where the nightmares are. Someone will have to guard my sleep. Someone who won't be scared of what is to be seen there. Someone who knows what kind of monster I used to be and still accepts me. Someone. Of course I'll help. Let's go. Arushale's hot fingers touch your hand, and both of you immediately fall into a dream. Arushale's dream is still empty. The faint, smoky smell of burnt dreams still lingers in the air. Arushale throws a cautious glance into the darkness where her nightmares lurk, but there's nothing to see right now. They're there. I know it, she says in an almost inaudible whisper. Arushale lies with her head on your lap. You see the fearfulness in her eyes. They'll come. I know it. Don't let them get me. Please. Go to sleep. I'll guard you. Thank you. She closes her eyes and falls asleep instantly. It's the first time you've ever seen her sleeping. Her face is unmarked by sadness, worry, or embarrassment. Sleeping within her dream, Arushale seems at peace and completely innocent. She's so beautiful, isn't she? You can barely make out the features of the shadow standing before you. A sturdy man in his 40s in a rusty mail shirt. His eyes are two gaping holes, oozing with pus. More than anything in the world, I loved watching her. She knew that, and that's why she took my eyes. Do you believe me? I don't. Of course you don't. After all, I'm just a nightmare, a ghost from a dream. But it's her dream. More and more shadows emerge from the darkness, their bodies deformed, mutilated. We don't care about you. We are dead. We are not even here. Oh, I tell a lie. We are not part of reality anymore, but now we're right here with you. The shadow points his finger at the sleeping girl's temple, as if taking aim with a crossbow. And this is the place we'll never disappear from. She will not forget me. She won't forget any of us, won't ever forgive herself for what she did. The head of this monster is a haunted house, and if you are going to be with her, you have to share this burden. Guilt, regret, memories. Think hard. Do you really want her and all this baggage? With me, she'll make new memories, one of good deeds and happy days. She will, but we'll spoil those too. A shadow emerges from the crowd. It looks somehow different from the others. It is a young woman in a loose robe with the sacred symbol of a butterfly on her chest. She looks dark, not like the darkness of despair, but like the night sky. You think back to when Arushale told you her story. You were both standing next to a grave. This must be the priestess whose death prompted Arushale's redemption.
After our encounter, after Arushale killed me and then realized how much evil she had wrought throughout her life, she fled to a desolated place. She hoped that being far from humans would help her avoid temptation, but all isolation could do is help her unlearn her evil ways. Who, if not humans, can help her learn kindness and love? The priestess looks at you searchingly. Her eyes twinkle like stars. So, this is you whom she chose to be her guide in the world of mortals. I hope she made the right choice. Your eyes shine like stars. Tell me, are you really just a servant of the great dreamer? Or maybe you're... The shadow's twinkling eyes look directly into your soul. With a mysterious smile, she brings her finger to her lips. Are you the priestess who Arushale buried near the green gates? At least it is her image that I wear. I am just her memory, bitter, painful, but still bright. I am regret, but I am also hope. On the path that Arushale has taken, I am her sorrowful guiding star. Arushale murdered you. Don't you hate her for that? I became her last crime, and her first step on the path to redemption. The last one she murdered, and the first one she felt sorry for. I am a sorrowful memory, but there is no hatred in me. Of course, I don't wish her any harm. Tell me, what is your name? The priestess makes an apologetic gesture. How can I tell you something she doesn't know? How can I help her find redemption? We are her sorrow, her conscience, her cruel companions who tormented her in exile. But you can become her happiness. We chase her away from her old crimes, but you should show her what she has never known, neither in the abyss nor in the wastelands. You've done so much for her already. You've shown her friendship, camaraderie, taught her to do great things, but now you have made her dream of something more, something that is both beautiful and deadly. Can you become the one who will show her how to love? If you are not sure you're willing to follow this path all the way through, you had better step back now before you break her heart. I love her, and I want to be with her. You love me? Arushale looks up at you, her ruby eyes wide open. Her thin lips part, and she moves closer to your face, but forces herself to freeze. Her hot breath burns your cheek. The shadows step aside and vanish into the darkness. The dream dissipates. The last thing you hear is the priestess's voice saying, "Take care of her." The dream has faded away, and you are in the real world again. Arushale looks at you, embarrassed, trying to find the right words. Thank you. Thank you for being with me in there. What I said back there in the dream, it's true. I believe you. Arushale smiles timidly. And I want you to know that I also... You are so... Blushing, she drops her eyes. What did you see in the dream? Nothing. I expected to go to another, deeper part of the dream world, but I just slept. No dreams at all. I didn't see or hear anything at all. Only at the very end did I hear your voice. But it was the most important thing I have ever heard. Arushale tries to suppress her smile. Are you going to go back to the dream world? Perhaps. I don't know yet. There's nothing in there, after all. I guess I'll go back when I have a good reason to. Until then, let's just live in the real world. Welcome back to reality. Thank you. I think Arue looks away. I think I know now why mortals compare the happiest moments of their lives to dreams. Wow, there were a lot of Vescivores in this basement. Kwame, why did we stop here? The song brought me here. There's something here that I need. Your Song of Elysium? Yes, that song. Okay. Why did we leave Arue behind? Someone had to stay and protect the camp. We didn't need to bring her. What's here is going to make us much more powerful. Okay, but all I see are dead Vescivores. What are you doing? Seela, trust me. You are eating a dead Vescivore? Have you gone insane? Have you seen what we're up against? Demon lords are coming for us. Hell itself is coming for us. Even if we survive them, I am sure Nocticula will be happy to wipe out what's left. I need more power, and this is going to help me. And please, just trust me, Seela. I've gotten us this far. Iomade preserve us. Kwame, I don't think this is... If you thought it was a good idea, you wouldn't need to trust me. I know what I'm doing, Sheila. Oh no, there are too many of them. This is useless. We're done for. Don't fall back. Hold the line. A huge, oily Nalfeshni is waiting for you with his arms folded. Here comes the commander, kids. So, Commander, do you like what you see? You've arrived just in time to hear your friends screaming for help. They trusted you, and look what's happened to them. Do you actually think you can rescue them? Ha! Who do you think you are? I am the Swarm, and you are food for the Swarm. This is horrible. Why are you doing this to yourself? It will make you feel bad, really bad. And everyone around you will feel bad too. Everyone will run away from you. Maybe even me. Stop. Don't do it. Listen. This is even worse than falling into the abyss. If you won't stop, I won't be able to follow you anymore. I doubt anyone will. Are you crazy? I'm warning you, if you turn into a huge bunch of flies, I'm out of here. And not just me. Anyone with even a quarter of a brain will run away, screaming their heads off. I beg you as a friend, for the sake of everything we've been through together, call off the Swarm and stop trying to imitate Xanthir Vane. Stop this madness. I can't remain your companion otherwise. No one from our party will follow a monster. You've crossed every line there is. Abandon this path before it's too late, or I will not be able to remain by your side. I doubt anyone will.
You have chosen a path that is unspeakably vile. One that would make even demons shudder. Perhaps this blasphemous power will help you defeat the Abyss. But at what cost? Do you really wish to become an enemy to everything that lives?
I hate both of you. I hate everyone. Everyone!
So, that's who I've been following all this time? I believed that together we could rid the world of the wound. But now I see that you would rather destroy this world on your own. But mark my words, any evil can be brought to heel, including you!
Ugh, how repulsive.
You accepted a gift of power from the Abyss, but you have eclipsed your benefactors in unholiness.
Aivu nervously shuffles her paws. The tip of her tail trembles, and her eyes are filled with tears. You're not my friend anymore. You've changed too much. Aranka and your other friends don't like you anymore either. I'm going to fly home to Elysium. And don't even try to ask me to stay.
I am so sad because of you. I'll cry for a whole month, maybe even a year.
And you think I'm gonna allow you to fly away?
What?
Kwame, please. You're scaring me. Have run. You are food for the swarm, little dragon. Same as everyone else.
With a frightened cry, the little dragon tries to flee, but it's too late. The swarm surrounds her like an insatiable living cloud. A moment later, nothing remains of the small messenger from Elysium, aside from a fleeting sense of fullness.
Kwame, can you hear me? Kwame.
Oh. What happened?
I don't know. You were standing almost in a trance. I told the others that we would be at the front in just a moment. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Kwame, what's wrong? You're not alone. Tell me what you need, and I will do it. But you have to trust me.
There's a house. Please. Please don't let me go into that house.
Will I know it when I see it?
Yeah. There.
They've marked it. You'll know.
Don't let me go in, please.
I won't. But there are people out there who need us. Can we go? Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh no, there are too many of them. This is useless. We're done for.
Don't fall back. Hold the line. A huge, oily Nalfeshni is waiting for you with his arms folded.
Here comes the commander, kids. So, Commander, do you like what you see? You've arrived just in time to hear your friends screaming for help. They trusted you, and look what's happened to them. Do you actually think you can rescue them? Who do you think you are?
You shouldn't have angered our master, mortal. He will take away everything you have, your mind and your flesh included. You belong to him now. Good. I'll rescue my friends. The Nalfeshni burst into laughter.
I'll rescue my friends. And how exactly will you do that, you pathetic Galorian maggot? What can you do on your own without your army? Yell inspirational speeches. Oh no, I'm so scared. And then all the pathetic defenders of Dresden will be inspired and turned into an invincible force? Yes, that's usually how it goes in fairy tales. Do you know what happens next in real life?
Your friends will rot in my lord's dungeon, and their bones will join the myriad others.
We'll wipe your army out, and you along with it, but I won't kill everyone. I'll lock you in a cage, then start torturing your friends. Once I'm done with them, they will come and spit in your face. They'll tell you themselves what torment you doomed them to.
With a pointed yawn, the Merilith remarks casually, "It's time to end this mortal. He has nothing to surprise us with." Good. Requires Azata, mythic path. I am the wind of change. You shouldn't have tried to stand in my way. Power rushes through your body, almost ripping it apart. The wound in your chest burst open in a spray of bloody droplets. The might bestowed upon you by the Abyss and Arilu Vorlesh erupts into this world, and you pay for it in purest agony. The echo of your voice rolls over the streets of Dresden, spreading beyond the city, soaring up into the air, and is answered by a chorus of voices that seem to reverberate in every street and alleyway. But is it really just an echo? Or perhaps these are indeed the voices of your friends, rushing to help after hearing your call.
Knight Commander, at last we meet.
Oh, wow! Look, everyone, it's a goddess!
Indeed it is. Goodness and the light of hope are not unknown to you, but you mix them with recklessness. And the power that feeds this recklessness is dangerous. You have achieved victory by uniting outcasts and pariahs. But where are you leading them? And what will your beautiful promises of freedom cost you?
I want to ask my companions for advice. What do you think about all this?
Perhaps your power came from the abyss. That your beautiful soul has cleansed it of all evil. Don't reject this power, for you have already proved that you are worthy of it.
Being around you is so much fun. The whole world is ablaze. War is raging, but even those who are on the verge of dying smile when they see you. This power is good. Perhaps it was evil before, but you have made it good. Don't throw it away.
As a cave monster who's going to grow old and die in about 10 years' time, I can tell you this. There's no power in the world that's worth selling yourself out to the abyss for. Being the invincible companion of the magical commander was fun and all, but we don't need it. It doesn't really matter how much magic they've heaped on you. You're the commander because you have the heart and mind of a true commander. Screw your power. Don't betray yourself. That way, we'll win.
I don't see any reason for deliberation. Your power is chaotic and capricious, and it originates from a demonic source. I doubt you can even control it. Heed the words of the goddess. Reject it. And then we will hunt down the real Vorlesh and deliver the punishment she deserves.
It's not my place to gainsay the will of my goddess, but the thing is, I can sense evil. And I don't sense it in your power at all. I just don't. Whatever those horned monsters had planned for you, you definitely aren't playing by their rules.
You gave hope to the Crusaders in their darkest hour, even when all seemed lost and only despair and death lay ahead. With these powers, you have saved countless lives, and you will save more. Of course you must keep them.
Someone pinch me. We are standing in the presence of the most pompous goddess in the world, debating whether we should listen to her or send her packing along with her invaluable opinions. I shall remember this moment for the rest of my life. Even as I stand in Pharasma's court, I shall tell this story to anyone who will listen. As for your question, by all means, tell her to go to the abyss. The power is yours, and yours alone.
I hate it when they corner you and demand answers out of you. But fine, I'll tell you what I think. With you, I've always had my freedom, Chief, so I'll speak freely. Be who you are, and don't count on gifts from nobody. You gave me the same advice back in Alishanira, remember? And I've never regretted following it. Maybe you won't have the powers you had before, but do you really need somebody's permission to do what you want to do? That's what it's all about!
Experience tells me that it's wiser to trust yourself and your own abilities. You can't trust what clients tell you. One day you're a hero, the next you're working for the enemy. Sorry, but it all looks like a setup to me. First, they tell you to lay down your weapons, and then, once you're unarmed, they finish you off in some back alley.
Your powers are interesting from a theoretical point of view. You are an experiment started by Arue Vorlesh, and terminating it before it is complete would be foolish, not to mention impolite.
Requires Azata mythic path. Perhaps I could have rejected this power, but how can I abandon my people and my dragon?
Your pride will destroy you, and perhaps all of Golarion with you. But I shall not intervene now, so as to avoid causing even more suffering to this world. Farewell.
You are the embodiment of the Song of Elysium, a living symphony of freedom and joy.
Grumbling under her breath, Anivia picks a burr from her clothes, wipes colorful alchemical goo off her sleeve, empties acorns out of her pockets, and shakes something that looks suspiciously like confetti out of her hair. Just look at this. You left the city at the mercy of the free crusaders, and see what they've done? I don't know if they're manning the defenses or rehearsing a circus act, but I'm not really mad, of course. You all gave the demons such a thrashing they probably haven't even come to yet. Erebeth would lose her mind if she could see what they've done to our beloved barracks. I don't need to be the first one to see her and tell her everything. Ease her into it, prepare the grounds, put things in perspective. Anivia smiles, either pleased at having banished the demons or imagining the reunion with her wife. It's good that you're not mad at me, Anivia. Wait, you see, that came out wrong. I didn't mean to say that I was the one who wrecked the barracks. I'm glad to see that life has been restored in the city. Me too. You can smell it in the air even. Feels like spring already. Aivu turns her head and takes a decisive sniff. Anivia, are there still Devours in the city? There were until very recently. We've known where their queen was for a long time. Only problem was we didn't have the strength to take her on. But with you back, the tables have turned. While you were sticking it to that gluttonous pig Orangofta, our troops made their way to the Vescivore queen and crushed her into the cobblestones. The city is now bug-free. It's over. It's really over. Thank you, Anivia. No, boss. Thank you. I don't know what would have happened if you had truly gave in to the swarm, but I can't imagine it would have been anything good. Arushale looks at you and smiles sadly without saying a word. Let's go to your dream. Let's do it. I can't wait to finally solve this riddle. Oh, but there's a glimpse of concern appears on the succubus's eager face. My nightmare. It's still in there. Usually he doesn't show up at all, but I think he will attack us when we start altering the very nature of my dream. Better get ready for battle. I'm ready. Arushale touches your hand, and the real world fades around you. Arushale's dream seems even darker and emptier than before. The smell of smoke and ash lingers in the cold air. You can't see the nightmare, but you can feel it watching you from the dark. The succubus approaches the table reverently, as if approaching a holy altar. Then she hesitates. When Desna asked me, "What do you dream of?" I didn't know anything about dreams. I've been trying to imitate mortals, but I never really understood what I was doing. I filled my dreams with so many things, but now I understand why they all burn so easily. They were not real dreams, but how should I put it? Mortals don't actually dream about objects. They dream about ideas. Filling my dreams with those ideas was like stealing a roadside sign from its stake and then claiming I had an entire town in my hands.
Anivia isn't really dreaming about a loaf of bread. Her dream is about a whole new life, a life where there's no war, a life where she lives in her own house and bakes bread for her beloved. I'm sure that if I asked anyone about the things I stored here, they tell me why those things are in their dream worlds, the worlds where they find happiness. Good. If you want, I could try to help you understand your dreams. Yes, you may be the only one who can. I don't think anyone in the universe knows me better than you. This table didn't burn because it is a part of my true dream, a part of the world where I am happy. Now I just have to find out what this world looks like. Arue closes her eyes. The world of my dreams is so close. I can almost see it. Almost. A teapot is on the table. Arue whispers quietly. You can barely hear her words, but as she speaks, the world changes around you. The smell of smoke and ash is replaced by the fragrant aroma of freshly brewed tea. The teacups are full and steam is rising from them. There's a spot of spilled jam, cookie crumbs. I must have baked cookies. Planning to drink some tea? A hissing voice, full of bitter hatred, can be heard in the darkness. You used to drink souls before. How many living souls did you kill, you fiend? How many did you torture to death? You don't deserve a life like this. I've done many terrible things. Arushale's voice is quiet but firm. I've ruined many lives, and I'll be paying for that as long as I live. I will fight until we close the Worldwound, and even after that, as long as there's evil on Galarian. But I will not give up on my dream, whatever it is. Without it, I won't have the strength to fight. I'll make you pay with your life.
Here comes trouble.
Arue stops to catch her breath. These nightmares will never leave me alone. I know that I deserve them, but it is so hard to fight them off over and over again. You cannot have dreams without nightmares. They are the price you must pay for your humanity. Trust me, I know. Yes, I know. Thank you for helping me fight them off. Let's continue. Arue closes her eyes again. Surrounding the table, I see a house, a large, spacious kitchen, a ray of sunlight coming in through the window, the branches of apple trees swaying outside. You want to have a house of your own, my venomous butterfly? Demalchio's charred, ghostly face is twisted with hatred. You've deprived me of my home twice. First, you took Elysium from me. Then I found myself a new refuge in the abyss, but you destroyed that too. And now you dare to dream of a house of your own? I have wronged you badly, and I feel guilty. I'm not trying to make excuses. There's nothing I could say that would excuse what I've done. But you are dead, Demalchio. I will never forget you, but I will not let you take my life. You don't have the right to live. Arue looks pale as she wipes away the sweat and tears from her face. You're so close to finding your dream. You're almost there. Yes, I want to see it through to the end. A kitchen, a teapot on the table, and who's sitting at the table? Look, that's me. And there's you. We're chatting, laughing. You're holding my hand with such tender affection. So this is my dream. All this time, my dream has been about you, about a house that we could call our own, about friendship, no, about love, and maybe even a family. Family. Isn't that the word mortals use to describe the people who fill them with happiness? The people they love and can't live without?
You can't be happy, you scum. You don't deserve happiness.
The nightmare's hiss grows into a deafening roar. I will be happy. She looks the monster straight in the eye. Do whatever you want to me, but my dreams are mine forever.
I just want to live here, in the world of mortals, with you. I have solved the goddess's riddle. This is my true dream. I love you. Will you be with me? Will you share my dream?
What's going on? What's happening to you?
Freedom. Finally, after all these years, I can feel it. The abyss has released me from its clutches. I have solved Desna's riddle, and have found my dream. I have found you. I am not a monster anymore.
How do you feel?
I've never felt better. Everything that I hated about myself is gone. I look at you, and I don't feel hunger. I don't want to kill. All the unholy cravings I experienced as a demon, they're all gone. Now I just want to be happy. To live and to love.
So, your touch no longer drains the life from others?
No, I am not a monster anymore. Not a predator, not a weapon. Just a woman, like any other female mortal.
She looks at you timidly. Her trembling lips are parted slightly, and her breath is uneven. You know exactly what she wants, and what she is afraid to say. A home together? I would fight the entire abyss to make this dream come true.
We will never be afraid again. Let the abyss be afraid. It fears and loathes everything it fails to understand. I know how demons think. They'll do everything they can to destroy us, because now they are more afraid of us than anything else in the world.
Kiss Arushale. Her lips tremble slightly, but she returns your kiss eagerly. She is being careful, gentle, trying not to hurt you. However, once she realizes that you remain unharmed, her timidity gives way to desire. The former succubus has long shown incredible restraint, suppressing her passions for years. But now, as her lips meet yours, she holds nothing back.
This is our happiness, our dream, an Elysium of our own.
The dream world fades away, but Arushale is still in your arms. The kiss you shared in the dream now continues in reality. She presses up against you, and you can feel the heat of her body beneath her clothes. Do you want more?
I want everything. Everything I've never known before. Everything I've been waiting to experience for so long.
Touch Arushale's shoulder. Now you can do whatever you want. Arushale's whole body shivers with expectation at your touch. You feel the heat of her fingers as she intertwines them with your own. Take Arushale to your private study. Let's go somewhere no one will bother us.
Yes, let's go.
As soon as you close the door of the study, the two of you fall into each other's arms, and time ceases to exist. You explore every inch of her skin, and her body, once an instrument of torture and murder, becomes a vessel overflowing with tenderness and joy.
When she reaches the peak of pleasure, you smell the fragrant flowers from her dream. As she moans in delight, the room becomes a garden filled with the wondrous plants of Elysium.
As a succubus, well, I've done plenty of things in my lifetime. But what we just did was unlike anything I have ever experienced. It was the first time I've ever felt love and tenderness. I was so worried that my dream world was the only place I would find redemption. I was afraid that when I returned to reality, I would be a bloodthirsty monster again. But you taught me to see the difference between dreams and reality. The difference between thoughts and deeds. You showed me the importance of the real world. When I took the first steps on this path to redemption, I spent so much time living inside my own head. But you changed that. You introduced me to the mortal world. You made me a part of your life. And together, we have accomplished so many amazing things.
Really? What did I do exactly?
So many things, there are too many to name. For instance,
Arue thinks for a moment.
what happened in Winter Sun truly terrified me. For a while, I stopped believing that my own life was real. An entire village built their life on lies. What if I had done the same? But you dispelled all my doubts. You convinced me that I was real and that my world was real too. You taught me to trust myself, to trust reality again. I was so afraid of returning to the 10,000 Delights. I knew that I was bound to meet some of my old acquaintances there, but you protected me from them. You didn't let them knock me off balance. In the slums of Illusioniera, I told you about my time in the city. I shared the one good memory I had of Illusioniera, and you showed me how to turn that simple memory into a good deed. Did my actions make a difference? Did I help that small demon in any way? I don't know. You taught me how easy it is to bring a small measure of hope and goodness into the world, and how much joy can be found in a single act of kindness. You see now? If it hadn't been for you, I would still be lost in my fears, illusions, and doubts.
When we're together, what does it feel like?
Feels like freedom. Impossible, indescribable freedom. I can give myself fully to you, and I'm not afraid that you'll hurt me. When I reach for you, I know my touch will bring you happiness. If the demons could feel what I feel with you, even for a moment, they wouldn't want to be controlled by anger and selfishness for another second. They think they have achieved true freedom, but they don't know what true freedom means.
These flowers, what are they?
They're the flowers of Elysium. But how did they get here? Perhaps it's a gift from the goddess. Or perhaps our happiness summoned them into our world. All I know is that it's a miracle. I can't explain how these flowers appeared, but I believe that they're a good omen, a sign of new life.
I don't want to leave. I want to stay here with you.
I know, I feel the same. The real world is waiting for us. So big, and yet so fragile. We'll save it, together. And then we'll come back here, to a place as real as our happiness. We'll return to our very own Elysium.
But we can stay here together a little longer, can't we? Arue says nothing, but leans in for a kiss. Did I hurt you? I didn't mean to. This is too wonderful. I think I'm about to cry now. I thought I knew everything there was to know about carnal pleasures. Turns out, I'm only just starting to learn. No more fear, just freedom and happiness. You are my Elysium, my freedom and my happiness. You tried to change your nature and succeeded. How does it feel? I feel reborn. I'm a whole new person now, and the world around me seems remade too. It was always hunt or be hunted for me. I never wanted to be the one who hunts, yet I am a predator by nature, so I had to restrain myself all the time to avoid destroying everything around me. I had the eyes of a monster, and they could only see pain and suffering. I couldn't even imagine that there were so many wonderful, beautiful things in the world. I'm still unable to understand many of them, but I will change. and will come to understand everything. What's going on with your nightmares? Do they still haunt you? Yes, they do, and that's how it should be. I myself have changed, but my past will haunt me forever. All the evil things that I did, I have a lot of debts to pay. I have no right to forget them, and my nightmares won't allow it. The answer to Desna's riddle turned out to be surprisingly simple. Yes, but it was not about the answer itself at all. What if someone told me something like, Arue, you need friends, at the very beginning of my journey? Of course I needed them. This revelation would not have helped me at all back then. It took me several decades of haphazard wandering in order to understand how dreams work and what I should do with them. The answer was simple, yes, but the journey was the actual lesson the goddess wanted to teach me. Now we know that you can love like we mortals do. How does it feel? The succubus blushes. This feeling is wonderful, yet terrifying. This is why demons are unable to fall in love. Their evil turns them into cowards. To love someone is to open up to the other person, to trust them completely. It means lowering all your shields, knowing that your beloved won't hurt you. Now I understand. She smiles. Now I love you. I love you. Shall we spend some time in private? She takes your palm in her hands, brings it to her lips, and gives it a light kiss, accompanied by a tender smile. Let's go. For the last time, I am not doing it. I'm not singing that stupid song. Why? You've never had a problem singing my songs before? That was completely different. Those were tunes we would hum that came from Elysium. Now you've created lyrics for a song all about how amazing you supposedly are, about how you'll heal the world with the powers I get from you guys. Yes, I picked that up. We are your planeteers, whatever that is supposed to mean. This is definitely not happening. Look, I am telling you, if we start singing this song, we'll be capable of so much more than we were before. I am completely unconvinced. A challenge. You should challenge him to do something he couldn't do before. I've already lifted up a whole freaking island. What more does she want? That kind of just happened. You didn't actually mean to do it. What? You are taking away my credit for that? What's something I wouldn't believe you could do before? Make us a waterfall. Wait, what? This place is so icky and dreary. Some plants in a waterfall would make it so much better. All right, one waterfall coming right up. But Seela must sing at least part of the song. Otherwise, I just don't know how I'd be able to do this. Oh, Iomade preserve us. Commander Planet, he's a hero. That's the stuff. Give me just 1 second. Ah, you are right, Aivu. Much better. Told you I could pull it off. Wow. I don't want to discuss this. Let's move on. A familiar Aasimar gives you a courtly bow. He looks pale and tired, and his golden hair has lost its sheen, but his smile remains as bright as ever. You're here, Commander Planet. Incredible. And how happy I am to see you. So far from Dresden. Who could have guessed? Truly, Desna must have arranged for us to meet. Ramien? What are you doing here? I had a dream. I was standing right here in this place, and the northern lights illuminated the starry sky above. Suddenly, the waterfall parted to reveal a beautiful woman. She was dressed like a priestess, but she did not speak to me. She simply pointed in the direction of the invading demons and uttered a single name, Mudasafin. I interpreted the dream as a summons, so here I am. It would be funny if the dream actually meant something else. What if the woman wanted you to give the name to your cat? Or what if she was just saying, stay away from my waterfall, in her native language? Arue smiles. The goddess reveals the right path to those who are brave enough to trust their dreams. I had a strange dream recently. I was about to fight demons when I suddenly realized I didn't have any pants on. Then Terendelev comes flying over to me, but she's really small, like the size of a jackdaw. She perches on my head and begins to teach me how to tell the difference between an edible mushroom and a deer from the Mendevian forest. Can you interpret that dream? You shouldn't make fun of what you don't understand. Otherwise, you might end up dreaming about something even weirder. Ramien playfully shakes his finger at the tiefling. Then he turns to Arushale. I can see that you are still following your dreams too. I must confess, your story is such an encouragement to me. Whenever I get discouraged, I think about how far you've come, how you have risen above the life you once lived. You are motivation to anyone who follows the path of the great dreamer. Would you mind if I mention you in my sermons after all of this is over? Oh, of course you can. Arushale's cheeks turned pink. If you think my story would be of interest, if it could help someone, then by all means, tell my story. I have nothing to hide. And thank you for your words.
Stop him. The silver dragon tries to rise, but he is too weak. He's a priest of Dahak. He wants to take the child. I am Hokagul Resurrep, the protector of this cave. I beseech you, help me. Vanquish him. Protect the child. The black dragon turns slowly in your direction. There you are, Commander, right on time. We need to finish off this worm before more of them appear.
What child? Who are you talking about?
The greatest treasure of dragonkind.
The greatest treasure of dragonkind? Aivu looks indignant. I think you're, what is the word again? Exaggerating. Yes, that's it.
I serve the greatest of dragons, the rageful Dahak, son of Apsu, the one whose breath set hell aflame, the one who shall unseat his father and usher in a new age for Galorian, an age of glorious conflict. Doesn't the thought of it fill your soul with longing? At long last, we shall unleash the pure rage, fury, and chaos in our hearts. We shall become free. Free. But at what cost? Galorian will be left in ruins. Why would you desire such freedom? No. Mortal, don't let him. He wants to use the sacred child to destroy our world. Aivu's eyes dart back and forth between the two dragons as they argue.
This reminds me of my dragon aunts and uncles when they fight in Elysium. Who should watch the eggs? Who should fly to Emerald Song? They argue about all sorts of things. I mean, they don't actually fight. They just squabble a lot. But when you think about it, dragon wars are family squabbles too. They're just a lot scarier. As soon as you touch the egg, it cracks. You watch as small, strong wings break through the shell, and then a tiny iridescent dragon emerges. He stretches as if he just woke up from a long sleep and looks at you questioningly with his big violet eyes. He's a little scary, but cute. Ha! All this fuss over some pipsqueak? The dragon squeaks indignantly. He jumps up and his scales turn green. He is watching you closely, and when you look into his eyes, a shiver runs down your spine. This is an ancient, powerful creature. A creature as old as time itself. Hokugo looks like he's about to collapse. The sacred child. He pauses and gazes at the little dragon in stunned silence. Then he laughs with joy. You finally decided to make your appearance. He's not even 100 years old yet, and you've already given him a name that will take 100 years to say. Aivu looks at the little dragon. I'm so sorry, little guy. His gleaming scales are now silver. He spreads his wings happily, but does his best to stay close to you. I see. I've grown too old now and can't protect you as I once did, so you've chosen yourself a new guardian, if such is your will.
It is not in my power to stop you from taking the child. Not even the great Apsu could prevent you from raising the child as you wish. But metallic dragons dream of a better world. It is in our nature to hope. I have faith in the child. He represents the dawn of a new era. Nothing can blemish his pure soul.
Well, blemish or no blemish, you can bet I'm going to teach him how to fly away without asking permission. Then we can sneak off and eat sweets together, even when we're not supposed to.
Farewell, Hokagal.
Well, on the one claw, I'm not the smallest dragon anymore. On the other claw, wait, does that make me a big sister now? Ooh, there's a mischievous light in Aivu's eyes. So much, what was that word again? Potential. Yes, we're going to get along nicely, little guy. The little dragon cranes his neck toward Aivu and snorts happily.
Farewell, Commander, and farewell to you, child. Grow big and strong and kind, just like your great father.
The little dragon flaps his wings in farewell.
Would you look at that? A failed specimen returns to its maker. Place him on the workbench, Commander. I will examine him and see what can be done with them.
No, it's impossible. It's a mistake. Finnean laughs. Is this a joke? A prank? You all put a tag with my name on some skull and, yeah, that's a good one. Ha ha ha. He bursts into mad, desperate laughter.
This is exactly why I only leave their mind on a level that is sufficient for carrying out their orders, to avoid shameful hysterics. This is no prank, 367. That skull is an anchor that stops your soul from departing from Galarian. You're long been dead, remember?
Finnean's cackling turns into strained howls. Diplomacy 40. Finnean, snap out of it. Weapon or not, you still you. Yes, I remember now. He wanted to create a weapon that could change to fit the owner's needs. A sentient one at that. He needed a phantom blade and I was the one.
Bravo, you've remembered. Seems you're not quite as flawed as I thought. So what'll it be, Commander? Will you give them to me, or must I take them by force?
Wait. Please, if you have any respect for me, for what I was, free me. Please. Break my skull and let me go. If I'm not a human anymore, then I shouldn't exist. Chaotic. Your body is no more, but that doesn't mean you have to die. You're still a Pathfinder. You can still see the world. As a weapon in the hands of another, without a will of my own? Finnean chuckles grimly. But since I've been traveling with you, I haven't felt like an object. I feel like a crusader. Like I'm serving the good of all. If I leave now, I will never avenge my death. I will never know if we close the wound or not. No, I can't.
Hey, Commander, can you hear me? Damn it, now I'm worried people can't hear me from inside this thing. Anyway, thank you, Commander. You're right, I guess one should live while they can. Folks make do without arms and legs, so I'll manage without a body. I just don't know what good a Pathfinder like me will be to anybody.
Do you plan on continuing our travels together?
Of course. You're doing good work, and I'll be helping you out. Ancient ruins and faraway lands can wait. This whole mess is more important. And when it's all over, pass me on to some Pathfinder. I'll be fine.
How are you feeling now that you've had your revenge?
I thought I'd be happy, but there's no happiness to be found here. I'm dead. My folks are dead. I doubt any of my friends are still alive. And the Bladesmith is just one more death. The only good thing is he won't hurt anyone ever again. It brings me some comfort.
I'm glad you've accepted your fate, but I can't begin to imagine what it's like.
The truth can feel heavy. Too heavy to bear, but then you realize it makes living easier. I locked myself in a past that's long gone. And now I've woken up in the present. And I can move on. Well, metaphorically. I can't actually move on my own.
It's time to move on.
Where you go, I follow, Commander. Let's get out of here. I don't like the look of this place. Especially now that I've remembered how I was killed here. And one more thing. The skulls on the shelves. They're just like me. I don't know, maybe they think working for demons and killing people is great, but if I were you, I would set them all free.
Indeed, early sunset is nearby. He stands there as if he'd been waiting for you. His insinuating voice starts speaking in your head. So, we meet again. I wanted to continue the conversation we started in the Abyss, but first I wanted to ask you a simple question. Do you want to remain as you are now? After all, there are so many other possibilities before you.
Perception check passed. I can see you're lying and trying to lure me into a trap. It will not work. The devil's voice instantly grows bored.
Well, the subtle method didn't work, so let's try another way. Open your soul to hell, Commander Planet.
Terrifying power rings in the devil's words. It almost drives you to your knees, but with an incredible effort of willpower, you manage to stay on your feet.
I was looking for a more elegant way to seal the deal, but it seems we will have to resort to brute force.
The archdevil seems amazed, but not humiliated.
Defeat? I've almost forgotten how it tastes. And let me tell you this, you can kill me now, but you cannot kill me for good. Archdevils, like demon lords, are reborn in their realms if they are killed elsewhere. Of course, there are ways to finish off a creature like me, but I doubt they are within your reach.
Finish him off. That's fine, I'll kill you again if need be, as many times as it takes. When the devil disappears, it seems as if some invisible dam rumbles inside you, and the chains shackling your power fall away. The power rises inside you like an unstoppable surging wave. Arue stretches and spreads her wings. The devil is gone, and we are free from his pernicious influence, and I feel I feel like flying. Hey, Commander, you sure cleaned up nice. I think we must be in a fairy tale. What we just saw was real magic. Not just some arcane spell, but real. Did I have to leave Cheliax only to face the machinations of the devil here in the Worldwound? But hell will remember the lesson you've taught them. I don't know anyone else in the entire world who could have done the same thing you just did, Commander Planet. Your accomplishments are amazing, our most esteemed Commander Planet. You yourself are amazing. I can't recall ever seeing a mortal who could change so much, and you have blossomed like a flower on a young shoot. Whew, what can I say? Today was a good day. We're driven off the devil, we've made our friends happy, and even the commander himself has somehow changed.
You beat Hornhead. It was worth becoming Crusader just to see that. Who else of our kin has ever seen such a thing?
Hooray! Commander Planet! This nasty devil kept bothering you, but you've only become stronger, better, and cuter. What do you think of my companions? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. I like Arue best. She's so cute. And she has wings too. They make her twice as cute. Ember is kind, but I'm a little scared of her. And don't tell anyone this. I almost got in a fight with that crow of hers. I like Land, but he's really, really sad. Even when he's making jokes. Or rather, he's even more sad when he's making jokes. It's all the wrong way around. I don't understand him. Riddle? Boo. Let's kick him out. Pretty please. Soseo always smiles at me, but he won't paint meat properly. I keep telling him to add an extra tail, a fluffy one, and make my claws fluffy, and maybe add a golden little plum that glows. But he just says that I don't look like that in real life. Who cares about real life when you can imagine so much better? Sela, I kind of like her, but I kind of don't. She always treats me like I'm just some little pipsqueak. I mean, I know I'm little, but I'm still a dragon. Woljif let me pull on his tail, so now he's even more my friend than before. I don't even want to talk about Grey Boar. I feel like he's always sizing me up, wondering what kind of trophy I'll make when I'm big. I'll steal his pack one night and chew it up just because I can. Darren is mean. He doesn't think I'm even a little bit cute. I'm sure of it. How can you even speak to someone who doesn't love a cute little dragon like me? I'm a bit scared of Nanio. She's already tried to catch me 3 times. She said she wanted to measure me with a ruler or something and attach a clothespin to my wing. It sure was annoying. I like Arabeth, but only from a distance. I don't want to be too friendly with her. I mean, she'd probably start making scary faces and stamping her feet if I scattered peas where the paladins go to pray. You know, to make them slip and flail their arms about trying to stay standing. That would be so funny. Anivia probably wouldn't yell at me, but she'd probably catch me before I even poured the peas. I'm friends with your entire court, especially Arenka, Wallflower, and Ilks, but you probably know that already.
Commander Planet, we are here. We're going to fight for the city. Don't worry about us. We can take care of ourselves.
Oh wow, all of our friends are here. See guys, this is gonna be a walk in the
The hour of reaping comes.
Or, you know, maybe not.
Kwame?
Yes, Arushale, my love. We need some reinforcements. Maybe this is a fight we can't win. Well, you know, I think whether or not we can win depends, Arushale. Sela, are you going to sing my song? Oh, this again. Absolutely not. Well, then your concerns are justified, Arushale. We're doomed. Kwame, don't say that. I'm just telling the truth. I don't know if I'm going to have enough strength to get to this fight. First of all, I'm not singing that stupid song. Second of all, why does she get to call you Kwame, but I've got to call you Commander Planet? Well, that answer is obvious. Arushale believes in me and sings my song. In fact, sometimes I wake up and she's singing it in my ear. Come on, man. That's quite enough. Look, on a serious note, am I concerned? Am I afraid? Do I feel like we're not capable of it? Absolutely not. Even if I have to sing my song all on my own. Commander Planet, he's a hero.
You are bad at pretending to be uninterested, imposter. I know you came down from heaven and even scooped to a conversation with that flighty killer Nocticula, the Crusader goddess, and the Lady in Shadow. So that is how far you are willing to go to be rid of me.
Plunder! It's so good to finally meet you. Hey, how about we go ahead and fight and just get this over with, okay?
It's no use, imposter. Your efforts are futile. I heard that even your new mortal weapon, your Crusader leader, laughed at you.
What, Iomede's ignoring you? Well, aren't you a sad sight?
The imposter goddess and her imposter instruments. I know what you're made of. Mortal ambitions, mortal frailty, and fear of decay, forever imprinted on mortal souls. Even yours, once mortal Iomedae.
Here's a free tip. When a lady isn't answering you, leave her alone. Find a new object of affection.
Impossible. I am chaos and death. I am the end of times. I cannot be defeated.
I will free this land of you, Deskari.
Commander Planet, I have to tell you something really really important. I mean, really, really important. I've been thinking really hard, and I realized that our island isn't just a nice thing. It's a really powerful thing. It's full of your power, which makes everything green and lovely instead of demony and horrible. And I was thinking, if you close this Worldwound and then send the island there, it could bring all the land back to life, all at once. See, I just told you an important, clever thing. Now it's your turn to tell me what a wonderful dragon I am, and then we can go and bite and scratch the demons. Hug Aivu. You're my treasure. Aivu purrs contentedly. Of course I'm a treasure. It's easy for me. I'm a dragon. I'm prettier than all the sparkly things in the world. And I'm your friend too. And sparkly things can't be your friends, even the really pretty ones. What are you going to do after we win, Aivu? The same thing that you're going to do? Aivu looks very surprised by the question. Except for all the grown-up and boring things, I won't be doing those. And I'll be doing other interesting things that you don't want to do, but I do. Like eating a whole lake of plum jam, or surprising someone by pouring a bucket of jam on their head. Good. Requires Azata mythic path. Summon the island and step into the wound. Throughout my journey to this moment, I have protected life, goodness, and freedom, and I will not stop now. I will be the living source that will heal this dying land, even if I have to pay with my own life. You step into the rift, but what you feel is not fear or pain, but the lightness of a spring breeze, and, answering your call, a wave of pure life force arrives from beyond the cursed prison walls of Threshold. This wave pierces you and everything around you, filling it with life, breath, laughter. The last thing you see before you disperse in a flash of light is a beautiful garden where a demonic wasteland once was. Arue, I love you. We're going to do this ending a little bit differently than the others. I'm going to skip over panels that I know you would have already seen if you've looked at my other ending video. So we're only going to read the ones that are either specific to Azata or specific to this playthrough. But I'll pause for a couple of seconds on the ones that I don't read, so you have the opportunity to pause the video if you want to read those slides for yourself. With that, let's go ahead and get started. Commander Planet perished, but shortly after, his followers were all visited by the same dream. The goddess Desna, tears falling from her eyes, carried a ravaged soul in her hands. Then a tiny spark appeared within the soul, and she placed it in the night sky. That night, a new star really did appear in the skies over Galarian, and it was named after the commander. It is not always visible, but should a traveler get lost in a blizzard or ship run into a fog bank near a dangerous reef, the star will miraculously wink into existence, illuminating the path to safety. The wind of Elysium became a harbinger of renewal for the lands of the former wound. The corruption-torn waste became lush once more, and where lava lakes once steamed, there grew groves of towering trees. Some of the vegetation seemed to have come straight from a dream. This rejuvenated land became a beautiful garden, an inspiration for dreamers. Lovers and poets would go there to watch the moon rise through the sparkling waterfalls, or to catch the reflections of the stars in the streams. The Free Crusaders did not stay together for long. Their main goal had been achieved, but there were still plenty of places left in the world where injustice was rampant, where courage and imagination were needed. Scarinthal and his treants had their branches full. They had to take care of the new, rapidly growing forest. Scarinthal, during his time as a Free Crusader, came to understand and even love city customs in his own way. He often dropped by Dresden and even officially adopted all the teenagers from the commander's court, and he cared for them just as selflessly as if they were his own trees. The fate of the Mimic Crusaders was most astonishing of all. They formed their own knightly order, then changed their mind and decided to become pirates, then settled on being pirate knight acrobats. They sailed the seas on a massive ship, quite possibly another Mimic, singing chanties, juggling cutlasses, saving beautiful damsels, and, on rare occasions, boarding someone they didn't like. Aivu, inconsolable after losing her best friend, was taken from the ruins of Threshold by the Free Crusaders. Before long, a group of Azatas arrived to return the dragon to Elysium. Much later, all grown up, Aivu went off on her own adventures. She traveled the plains, bravely helping good souls in distress, and, of course, seeking out places where they baked the best cookies. As a leader of the Crusades, the commander won their loyalty and obedience. Even in the Crusades' darkest hours, the commander found ways to restore the army's supply lines. His military acumen was beyond question. Under his leadership, the divided, poorly trained Crusader forces were forged into an invincible army. Due to the success of the commander's diplomatic strategy, by the end of the war, Mendev's true political center was Dresden, not Neurosian. After gaining the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. Having declared its independence from Mendev, Dresden became the center of a young and ambitious nation. After expanding across the entire territory of the Worldwound, the country eagerly took on the task of settling the uninhabited northern regions. The significance and accomplishment of the crusade were so great that even a century after the end of the war, Dresden remained its prominence on the map of Avestan. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. Upon his return to Kenabris, Ramien did all he could to heal the wounds left by the war. The city saw an influx of pilgrims who wanted to be close to the glory of the Crusaders. Alas, those pilgrims were followed by spies, criminals, and cultists. The Eagle Watch was barely able to keep up with the cloak and dagger war that broke out in the city's underground. Several hundred years after the conclusion of the Fifth Crusade, somewhere on another plane, far from both the Abyss and Golarion, two runaway Lilitus met, Monago and Shavaro. They met, never to part again. The hand of the inheritor, who had gone into voluntary exile, spent much time among mortals, trying to gain a better understanding of their fickle nature. Somewhere on the roads of Golarion, the angel's trail went cold. Rumor has it that he intentionally went into hiding to avoid both old friends and surviving enemies, and that he now lives somewhere in the guise of a callow mortal youth, eager to absorb other people's wisdom. Finnean, a Pathfinder who also happened to be a talking weapon, continued his travels in the hands of many warriors, seasoned and otherwise. Throughout the following centuries, he was lost in battle on a number of occasions, only to be found again in some fantastical treasure room on the other side of Golarion. After the victory, Soseo returned home. Now a famed Crusader hero, he humbly officiated at a temple of Shellen, painted, grew sweet-smelling fruits, and made the best wine in the region. His former kindly smile returned less and less often. He avoided talking about the war, and when people asked about his brother's fate, he just curtly replied that Trevor had been killed by demons. During the war, Solseo met an engineer by the name of Aran Kerr. That meeting turned into friendship, which turned into love. And then it was time for the wedding. Later, the cleric would say that only the memory of his beloved had allowed him to cope with the terrors of the abyss and keep his sanity. The Fifth Crusade had concluded, but the former paralictor Reginald Derenge was plagued by doubts. Had his every step been truly faultless? He returned to Cheliax and spent much time pensively wandering the cemetery where the members of his order were usually buried, and it was there that his bleaching-stricken body was eventually discovered. Arueshalae had changed her nature, completely ridding herself of evil, but she would not dare to live among mortals. She took up residence in a small house away from their settlements. Shortly afterward, rumors began to spread. Some said there was a kind sorceress living in the cottage, or perhaps a reclusive saint, and people would come to her asking for help. She never refused anyone, and in time, she earned their trust and friendship. With each year, she spent more and more time in the dream world. The wondrous dreams where her beloved was alive came to replace personal interactions with living folk. She still helped those who came to her, but the chances of finding her at home grew smaller and smaller.
I shall send you to the Maelstrom, the plane on the edge of the world. A place to which the gods' gazes do not stray.
Hot Mama, how you doing?
You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life.
No, none of that. You're not gonna harm your own son.
I would be overjoyed to discover that I am wrong. I tried to hope, even though there was...
Stop it. I am who you have been looking for, so stop being difficult about this.
That's enough. I can't think of you as anything but my child.
Excellent. Now let's get down to brass chops. We need you to call down both demon lords here, and trust me, you can do it. Once they are dealt with, we'll sing a song that takes their demon realms, combines it with the Worldwound, closes it, and cleanses all of Galoria.
No, it's still too much of a risk. The Worldwound is more than a rift. It has a life of its own.
Don't worry. The song has enough power to solve all the issues you are thinking of. Hit it, guys.
Commander Planet, he's a hero.
Go. Stop. That's enough. Jeez, guys. We don't want her to be overwhelmed. She's only used to the power of Demon Lord. She's never felt anything like this.
I can't run the full calculations right now, but I think you're right.
Excellent. Now that we're on the same page, let me make a couple of things clear. We're about to ascend, and I've decided against Sealess judgment to take you with us. No longer will the gods be able to judge you or your actions. You will have a clean slate to do whatever you want to do.
Ascend together? And live without fear of gods or demons, exploring the infinite world. You truly want this. I can't believe it.
But even if you live another 1,000 years, you will always remember that I am the one who gave you this freedom. You know what that means? It means don't fucking embarrass me. Don't open up any more world wounds. Don't try to figure out ways to kill other gods. Don't align yourself with evil, maniacal demons. You are in the kissing babies and saving kittens business from now until eternity. I also want you to know my entire party is ascending. We have all made a pact that if you start acting up, we must drop what we are doing, band together, and put a stop to you. So even if I die, don't think you're off the hook. Seela and Solseo will round up whatever's left of the gang and put a steel boot in that scrawny booty.
I will grant you your wish.
How curious. The Nats have decided to set a trap for me. You have spun out your betrayal like an intricate web, but it will take more than that to bring down the hunger of the abyss.
First, my daughter failed me, and now my chosen mortal favorite does the same. Arilu, do you not see that this alliance with your mortal creation will give you nothing? You could have served the greatest of masters, yet you chose to be the puppet of your own creation.
Enough, Baphomet! You are wasting your time on words when the time for words has long passed. We shall fight those who have challenged us and obliterate them. Deskari has spoken.
Well, loot and plunder, together at last. Your threats to invade Galarian end today.
You are correct. I am a threat. And once I'm finished with you, my scythe will sweep across your world, starting with the allies you've brought here.
Commander Planet, he's a hero, gonna take a push down to zero. This slide is the same as the other Ascension slides you have seen, except for the very last paragraph. Like a star in the gloom, in the darkness of the abyss, an island of life, good, and freedom sparked into being, as the former realms of Baphomet and Deskari became the commander's realm. Aivu would visit her large family in Elysium, but nothing could make her part with her best friend for long. I go where you go was her motto. Much later, all grown up, Aivu went off on her own adventures. She traveled the plains, bravely helping good souls in distress, and, of course, seeking out places where they baked the best cookies. For the longest time, the ascended succubus could not bring herself to set foot in Elysium. She felt as though she would defile it with her presence. Arushale mustered the courage to appear before Desna only after the goddess sent her a prophetic dream. No one knows what the former demon discussed with the goddess, but after that meeting, Arushale would often descend to the material plane, where, as an unseen angel, she would keep watch over mortals, helping those who had gone astray to find redemption. When the former demon was not busy helping mortals, she spent time with the commander, who often visited her at her house. They had nothing to hide or be ashamed of, and yet, in her shyness, Arushale tried to conceal their relationship from prying eyes. "This is our Elysium," she would say. "Yours and mine, and no one needs to know about us." That ends my walkthrough of all the voice Azata content on my channel. I'll do supercuts of the other mythic paths over the next month. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. Take care.